no stranger to drifting, no stranger to competition.
That guy stole my freaking ratchet wrench. I see that. That's mine.
He rejects your reality and inserted his own.
This is a stimulator, right?
Pilot.
Okay.
All right, folks, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Clipping Point. My name is Captain Ben, and joining me is Mr. Tim Murphy.
Me.
Yeah, you. Oh, come on, man. Come on now. And then, of course, Mr. Paul Murphy.
Hey.
There he goes. Okay. And now you
Such
could
an awkward.
now you could have done the thing.
We really got to work on
Don't
that.
worry about it. Now you could have done the thing.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and let's go ahead and cue in our special guest of the evening. He is. Some say he's passionate. Some say he's a party animal. But in whatever way you see him, we still love him.
Yep.
More ways than one. So we're gonna go ahead and introduce our special guest of the evening, Mr. Pat Goodin.
You don't have that. You
got the applause. There we go. Ah.
There you go.
Yeah, all right.
That represents our audience. Totally.
5 people.
Yeah.
How you doing, sir?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Excellent. Well, kind of. Yeah, pretty good.
Oh boy,
Work's been busy.
It's been crazy.
But I'm working on the car. I'm really hoping my car will be done by Christmas.
This thing?
Yeah. If I sell my Z,
Yeah,
Then
I
we'll
don't know
have
about
money.
that, buddy.
it's $1,000 just to freaking run the lines for the rear mount radiator. It's freaking ridiculous.
You don't think about the money you're spending, buddy.
I'm thinking about it because I don't have it.
Yeah, stop thinking about that.
Well, I mean, anyways, so that's how my life's going.
Okay, all right, Pat. What's any interesting projects you're working on before we get into like the meat of our conversation?
I like meat.
Nope.
Oh.
Okay.
Nothing cool.
All right. So let's go ahead and kind of go over exactly some of the things that transpired before this season, the start of this season. And I think the first thing was that we want to ask you, and we've asked some of the other members of the Klutch Kickers Association, if you want to call them that, is what their thoughts were, reactions were when the announcement came out that the series is going to be moved over to the Freedom Factory. So we'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
It was a bummer they lost their track up in Holt. That sucked, but I think it's better that it's at a bigger venue now. A lot of drivers were saying like, yeah, like this track is fun, but like we want to go somewhere bigger. We want to go somewhere that can have different layouts. So I think it's good that it's at Freedom Factory now. I know it does suck for some of the out-of-state people because now you added like 8 hours onto their drive. So that's kind of rough. Like I know that's why a few people aren't coming, but I mean, I guess it is what it is with that.
Yeah, but it brought some other local drivers that weren't driving before, I think, right? Like Ryan Kaufman and Nick Ward and a couple other local guys.
Hey, man, you had the 60 people there, right?
Yeah, we had a lot of
So you
people,
had
a lot of drivers.
plenty
So
of
it's
drivers.
Still filling the roster as far as when it comes to drivers. Actually, no, we had more. We had like 70 drivers, I thought.
There were 76 or something.
76? Yeah, so
Yeah.
got plenty of drivers.
Yeah, drivers ain't the problem.
No.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like the percentage of just Florida people went from like 50% to like 75%.
No, but that's not true.
What do you mean?
I would say that's right.
No, but you have a graph that well, at least the information that you provided that
Right.
because Ben does a good job of starting to log all the details down.
Okay.
And I looked at the graph, and it said like 52 to 53% of the drivers, at least in that roster that you had in your little program
Well, but that's
thing.
got everybody in it though. It doesn't have
Oh, you mean so that has everybody,
that's
not necessarily
everybody he's ever entered into the system.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
so I take it back.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot less accessible now that it's a little further down, but it's, the venue is like, that's super professional venue. It's like one of the
Right.
nicest, well-kept tracks that you'll run
Got clean
into,
bathrooms and
especially for a circle track.
yeah.
Yeah, Pat, what are your thoughts on the venue?
It's it's really nice now. He takes really good care of it. It's cool. He's always improving. It's not like the normal Florida or anywhere circle track to where the guy's like,
Yeah.
the guy that owns it's like, oh, big things are coming, man. We're gonna clean the bathrooms. And it's like, no, he just like builds new bathrooms or actually does stuff. Like, it's kind of nice. Like, I understand the way his money comes in is different than a lot of these other circle tracks, so he's able to his cash flows up a bit more. But no, it's also crazy. Like going there when it was DeSoto, and it was like a normal Florida circle track,
Right.
part, and then now it's like this super nice facility.
Yeah,
Dude.
Jeremy Lowe has been talking about that.
Right. I gotta tell you, sorry, I'm just going crazy with the switches over here. I'm still so excited, but I just going there just threw me back to like Ralph Fleming. Just I don't know, it's way back, but Ralph Fleming just going ham on the announcing with the sound effects, and you would see like Jeremy Lowe, all these guys from like Central Florida, Box Mod.
I thought he was building a car. Anyways,
Yeah. And so it kind of like, it was a bit nostalgic just going back into it and just seeing like, hey, I was here and I was there and all these things. But just to kind of, it was familiar but strange at the same time.
yeah, to see the progression too, because I'm sure it wasn't the same track. Obviously, it wasn't. The quality was not as good as it is now.
Right. Because you like you had patches of like dirt all over the place, and then you had like concrete kind of like mangled, and I mean the infield was like really, I mean,
Rough.
it wasn't the best to say the least. But I would say a lot of good drivers came from that area, and I think maybe perhaps all of those variables kind of like help to elevate them and prepare them for many other challenges that came about.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But
So, I have a question though for you,
Go ahead.
Pat. Prior to working with the Klutch Kickers at the Freedom Factory, did you have a relationship with Cletus? And how is that working with him? And because for me, I see how hard of a worker he is and how he's very involved. But did you have any previous relationship with Cletus before working with the Klutch Kickers at the Freedom Factory?
Yeah, I helped him he did those like 3 or 4 drift nights.
Oh, okay.
I helped him do those. Like, it pretty much was his staff running it. They just kind of brought me in to like advise them and like help them on what to do and how to do it. But I think what they were looking for isn't a normal drift event isn't good for what they were looking for, because they wanted like show and spectators and stuff, and I was like, that's not a normal drift event. And they were cool with it. It was just kind of not what they were. I think they thought it would be more fast paced, so they stopped doing those, which is fine. Yeah, like I met Cletus through Adam, and like going there with Adam and doing that stuff. But, so yeah, not like a super close relationship, but like I'd worked with them before.
Yeah.
I have a question in regards to the judges. Evidently, we've mentioned before one of the amenities and one of the major upgrades that they've had is instead of being subjected to the splash zone over at Emerald Coast Dragway, now they're at the booth. So do you envy that for to some extent? How do you feel about that?
No, not even air conditioning on a 100-degree day is worth doing what they're doing.
Yeah, that's just insane. Just all of the weather conditions and just the torture of just having to deal with the sun and the rain and all of that. So just talking about that, how has you saw the previous season, all these, hurricanes, tornadoes that we've had to worry about, and now we're still dealing with it, but in a different scenario, a different setting. And so how are you coping with it?
I mean, it sucks, but we're just kind of it's trying to figure out what works best for the series, for the track, and for the drivers. And it's, even if it's just 2 people, it's hard to please 2 people, but then you got to please 3 people. And you're always going to end up like, no one's going to be happy. it's going to be a nightmare. So like, we kind of lucked out at round one. Like, we rained out Saturday, and we tried to get everything in on Saturday, and we were like, okay, we're going to wait. And then we're like, listen, it's not going to stop raining till 9 p.m. and this is just a nightmare, and we're not going to be able to get done. So then we had to do I think we had a driver's meeting at like 7 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah. Yep.
No practice, and then just rolled the first battle that we had left of top 64. Their first battle, they rolled at 8 a.m. and we just went straight through and did it, and it sucked. And I know, like, in the end, everybody was happy because we got done at 2 p.m. or like 1.
Yeah.
So everybody was pumped about that, but like, it was rough during the day, and like, it was tough because I needed the drivers to come back so quick because we knew the rain was coming. We're like, yeah, we have like a buffer time of like an hour and a half, but like, I don't want anything to happen. So the drivers would be pulling off the track, and I'd be like, hey, I need you back up here as fast as you can. And they're like so hot and like sweating. And I was like, I know it sucks, and I know that you're about to just go be even more hot, like changing your tires and doing whatever, but like, I really need you to hurry. And they all took it really well, and they did great. But then, round two, we didn't even get to finish.
Yeah. So what is so for maybe let's get back into the transition from last year to this year. So what has changed for you from last year to this year?
What do you mean?
As far as responsibilities, your responsibilities last year compared to this year.
So, last year I only judged one round.
Okay.
But the first season I judged the whole season. Now I'm not judging at all. I'm in the competition director role. So, basically like make sure the cars are where they need to be. I'm announcing the winner now, which is something we changed. And but also if any like rulebook stuff comes up with like a protest or anything really, I make that competition time decision of nope, we can't do this, or yeah, that's fine, we can do it, and then kind of run a show and just anything competition related that's not judging, I'm pretty much handling.
Yeah. Do you feel more comfortable in that role?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Like, because when I judged, it was always hard because I didn't know everything that was going on. So we'd be sitting in the booth, like, or in the tower at Holt, and we'd be like, okay, like, we need these cars, what's going on? And like, this guy's calling a 5-minute timeout, and this guy's doing it too. And then where's this guy? Where's that guy? And like, the communication just wasn't as good. And it was kind of difficult for all of the judges to be like, okay, what's going on? And like, what battle are you running next and whatever. So now that I'm over there, like, not even that I'm running it, but just that I get to see what's going on, it's like a big stress reliever for me. And like, I'm kind of in control of like getting the cars there and getting them to do what they need to do. So like, I like to be hands-on with that.
Right. Plus, being a judge in the previous seasons, what the judges, how to help them more than somebody that wasn't a judge.
Yeah, and I'm also helping them with like the track setups because every round we run a different layout. So we'll go out and like, set the track up, and I'm like, hey, what about this? Like, what do you guys think about that? Moving clips or zones or just the setup of the track, and then also like the safety aspect of stuff. Like maybe they'll want to do something, and I'll be like, well, we can't do that because it's not safe because of how the cars are going to go and whatever. So yeah, I am working pretty closely with the judges still.
Good.
I want to ask you, if there was something, now you don't have to name any names, all right? So let's just be clear on this, all right? But if there was something that you would like for all of the drivers to know to improve while they're in the pits, so that way they don't either make the same mistake or fall into the same trap of doing it, or if they're making the mistake to not do it again, just to kind of like, announce it to see like maybe they could kind of rectify it so that we don't have to deal with it any further.
There's two things.
Oh, okay.
One, when they're on grid, on track, like quit leaving these 6-car gaps. Like you're making it so like, because then at that point, when you leave these gaps, I have cars down on the chute that I can't bring up, and then they start parking all crazy because they're trying to get on track, so they start blocking stuff. So just like keep the line tight. I know it sucks to clunk your car in and out of gear, or I don't know, push your foot on the clutch, but just move, like keep going. And now we allow crew members to go, one crew member to go out onto the grid with you. Like if you're that worried about your car running hot, also if your car can't idle without overheating.
Wait, what?
You know what I mean? People
take care of that.
cars through grid and stuff. Like, it's serious. But like, keep the line tight. And the other thing is, which I kind of mentioned, when the cars are coming to pull onto the track, and I don't let them onto the track yet, I have to leave parts of the run up, like the chute, open for like the tow truck, fire safety, if we need to get equipment on and off the track. So I have to keep them down like closer to the bottom of the chute. And most people are good. There is one person specifically that every single round does it, and I'm not friends with him, so I can't make fun of him for it. He just pulls out of his pit and goes, "Yep, here I am," and parks in the middle, and then gets out and walks away.
Wait, what?
Well, we know who to look for now. Is there anybody in that car? That's who he's talking about.
Both rounds so far, they've done it. Habitual offender.
Habitual offender. Emphasis on bitch. Oh man.
Oh man.
Okay. So let's backtrack a bit and talk about how when you're in these situations and you're trying to find an answer, who do you? I mean, I can't imagine all of the ideas that are coming forth to you. So, I mean, I would imagine one of them being is perhaps changing the track layout, right? But it's difficult when you have the majority of the layout kind of composed of the infield, and the infield has been the number one, I guess you can say,
Troublemaker. Well,
troublemaker
when it comes to rain and weather.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only
Deal breaker, really.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, what ideas or what sort of other suggestions have you kind of like either just thrown out the window or you've considered, but unfortunately, due to the nature of the event, you just couldn't possibly do?
The only thing that makes any sense would be, and it's not something we can do, or it's not something that I will do because it's silly, but like change the layout to where there's basically a layout we can run that stays off the skid pad, but it's super awkward, and we'd have to like move a bunch of K-rails, and then if I change the layout, then it's like, okay, well now I got to give everybody practice on the layout, and then I got to do this, do that, and it turns into like, this isn't like oh cool, give us 10 minutes and then we can start the competition again. It's
Right. Yeah.
give us an hour to set everything up. Then I got to give you guys, depending on how many cars are left, I got to give you guys at least an hour of practice.
Yeah.
Then we can go into competition. So, and the layout is like super wonky. Like it goes around turns 1 and 2 on the bank. You manji the back straightaway, then come into the infield and then instantly go back into one of the smaller turns. It's it would be one of those things where it's like you're only doing it for the sake of trying to get the event in. It's such a lame layout that it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what the weather has unfortunately forced you to start to think about, right? Because at Hold, if the track was damp, they could still run. This is a whole nother ballgame. You know, that infield, it's when it gets a little wet, it's undrivable.
Yes,
So it's forced you to make these kind of weird out of the box scenarios to be able to say, okay, well, if this happens, this is an option. It sucks, but if worse comes to worse, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and what's also unfortunate is that like we saw it. I don't recall it going on the live stream, but just the loss of grip is just so.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's undrivable.
It's ridiculous. When you saw Adam just like no throttle input, just go right into the wall, and you're like, well, I mean, what can we do? And the only other thing I've been thinking of, maybe get like little mini power boats or something like that, and it just, I mean, it becomes Lake. Look, it becomes Lake Freedom. All right, we gotta get a couple of boats in there, and then just go at it.
Some skimboards.
Yeah, exactly.
Skimboard competition.
Or something.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
Well,
But, so you've had the situation now. The other thing is that I've always been curious about is, you saw how. Let's go back to round 1, and you saw how crazy it was that Sunday, right? The Sunday that we ran through the whole day. How do you? Is there any technique or any methods to trying to stay sane throughout the whole period? Because, I mean, I can't imagine the amount of stress that you put into, and I gotta, give you a shout out for being able to kind of keep your cool, or at least try to, because it's not easy, the position that you're in, and having to not only deal with what's happening at the track, but then also dealing with what's going on with the driver. So anything that you could share with us in regards to your stress mitigation?
It's weird because I'm so much less stressed out doing this. Like, I think a lot of it is, like I said, like I'm on the ground and seeing what's going on and kind of in control of what's going on.
Yeah.
But also, like, Klutch Kickers, like Big Mike and Zach have kind of given me a lot of control to where I can just make calls. Like, they're like, if you think it's right, then you just make the call. Like, don't, there's some stuff, of course, I need to ask them for permission to do.
Right.
But like, if it's competition related, you make the call. That's your job. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to worry about, like, okay, this happened, so now I have to hear what's going on. Then I have to go tell somebody else and maybe explain them in a different way than it was told to me. Then ask permission to do this. Then if they say no, I have to go back to somebody that's going to be pissed off that I'm telling them no. Now it's, even if I have to tell the person no, they can tell me, I can go, here's why we can't do that. Sorry. And I've had to do that a couple times, and every time I've done it, they all go, oh, that's cool, man. Like, just wanted to see if we could. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's a lot less stressful. The only thing that stresses me out is standing in front of the cars announcing the winner, because like that dude's filming me like from behind me.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, how fat do I look? Like, I can't.
Oh my God, no.
And then, like,
I know that feeling.
Hair doing, like, if the wind's blowing behind me, is my hair like? I'm like, I get really nervous, and then the drivers are just like. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Oh man! And then we started announcing it before they told you, and oh man, it must have made it weird.
Yeah, well then sometimes I could hear you guys announcing, like if the cars were quiet, I could hear you guys announcing, or they'd have their spotter on a radio and they would know the win. They'd start freaking out, and I'd go, hey, just hang on. It's like,
Yeah, we got to work on that.
Yeah, we got to time that a little better.
Time a little better,
yeah. And then there was a couple drivers, like mostly the dudes that I'm friends with, they would lose, and like I'm not judging, and I'm not even really watching as much as I want to because I'm kind of running around doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And they look at me and go, what the fuck? And I'm like,
I don't know.
I didn't even see it.
It's funny you mentioned that, and it ties into how you came on the camera and what you just described. I kid you not, like what he described, I witnessed through the camera, through body motion, body language, body motions, and I was just like, I'm not gonna say who it was, trust me, because I was right. And like, I was able to decipher what happened, and it turned out to be right. But it's just crazy. So, yeah, Pat, be careful with that.
Yeah. Run me over.
No. We wouldn't want that.
No,
we'll definitely not.
No, that we won't let that happen.
Yeah, we'll stop the event.
Yeah.
But let's go over to round 2. We might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, and I think the biggest, I guess you could say, like question mark in regards to what the finale of the event is, the points.
Mhm.
Now, did you have a say in regards to how was that going to play out? Did you have some thoughts about it? Let's hear you out.
So before the round started, I mean, this is like right after round one. I was like, man, what are we gonna do if we can't finish?
That's smart.
Yeah, thank God.
It might happen. So,
Yeah.
thinking, I'm not putting a ton of thought into it, but just trying to think about stuff. And I was like, well, I guess we go off qualifying because that's the last factual data we can go back to. So,
Yeah.
okay, it's qualifying. This is a statistic, and then you just take everybody that's left in the battle or in the competition. You finish them by qualifying order, and then award points that way, and then we split the money. Because I don't know why I thought like don't split the points, but split the money. But we split the money and then did the points that way of finishing order.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few drivers were like, "Well, that's not right. That's not right." And I go, "Okay, what do you want to do?" And there were no. It was just like, "Well, give everybody top 8 points, and no, give everybody final 4 points, and do this and do that." And I go like, "I'm not going to give everybody final 4 points because that doesn't make any sense."
Yeah, that doesn't make any. Yeah.
And then like going back to top 8 points is like, yeah, that kind of makes sense and I get it, but I don't know. It didn't seem right. And so when we left the track today, I was like, you know what? We're gonna finish on qualifying order. It is what it is.
Mhm.
And then, I talked to a couple drivers and they didn't come at me, but they came at me like peacefully and like, hey, listen, like this is why we want to do it this way. Here's how this works. And it was actually Jackson that posted the point split thing. And they're like, we saw that. That's what we want to do. And no one was against it. There were some drivers that were like, we'll just finish the way it finished. It's fine. We don't care. And there were more people pushing for the point split. And then me and Zach talked it out and ran the points in both ways of if we finish off qualifying order or if we finish off the point split. And it really didn't change that much. The biggest thing that it changed was it brought Adam a little farther down in points. Like his split in first place is still a lot, but it brought him a little bit closer. And then of course it affected Taylor Ray pretty heavily because he went from losing in top 64 at the first round and then to a win. But I called him. I was like, "Hey, this really sucks, but like moving forward, this is the way we have to do it." And we don't do it one way at round one and then do it a different way the rest of the year. I was like, I'm really sorry, but like, you're the one that gets screwed in this deal. And he's like, oh, man, it's cool. I understand. It makes the most sense. So like, really appreciate Taylor for that one, Taylor Ray.
Yeah.
Just really being cool about it. But yeah, the point split thing just ended up being the best decision. Because essentially you could do the point split if there's some freak event to where you rain out qualifying like we did at round one, and then we have to qualify for points or whatever is written in the rule book of how we do it. I'm pretty sure it's off points and whatever. Then we go into Sunday and we make it to top 16 and it rains out again. If you
Stop.
The moraine.
if that happens, even though there's no qualifying, you can still do the point split.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter how far along you are in a bracket or not. You just like, there's not really people that are going to get screwed in the deal, but there's going to be, if you have to do it mid bracket, like mid top 8, there's going to be some people that benefit from it and some people that just, it is what it is. Like they just stay in top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing about Klutch Kickers has always been the weather. And there was two things there's one thing that we had mentioned to Dwayne as far as like running it off season, right? Because we know that Florida always rains during the summer. He was like, well, that doesn't make sense because a lot of the guys are building their car during that time, so you're going to lose a lot of the big drivers, so it's probably not a good idea. You kind of agree with that?
Nah.
Oh, no. Oh, so what are your thoughts?
Most people, like Forsberg's not coming, Vaughn's not coming.
Right.
These like insane highest of the high level drift cars in the world aren't coming. Like Taylor Hull brings his FD car, but from what I understand, round 2 was the last time that car is coming. He's bringing a different car. I don't know if I should have said that, but
Well, it doesn't matter.
you know, Taylor's car is gnarly, but everybody else that brings their car, they're not tearing it down in the winter. Like,
Okay.
there's literally been times when I was still driving in FD, I'd be like, okay, the season's over, and I would just take my car apart and look at it and be like, well, why did I take that apart? I just put it back. Okay. So I just looked at my car for a week taken apart, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, off-season refresh, and then I literally just put different oil in it and put it back.
You're done.
Yeah. That's what a lot
Refreshed.
of people do. Like, you know, you're not having people like, there's really no one. Well, Connor O'Sully's car is pretty gnarly. Taylor Hall's car is pretty gnarly. There are a couple of really gnarly cars, but for the majority, nobody's running an engine in their car that can't run for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know,
Nobody's pulling their engine out just for the off season, right?
Yeah.
Other than maybe Connor and
Yeah.
and then like if you have a GSR, like a G-Force Trans in your car, Brandon McDowell literally, well, he didn't, his crew did. He helped, of course. They had that gearbox out like 2 or 3 times that weekend and rebuilt it 2 times. Like
Oh, okay.
at the event. So if you have one of those in your car, and even if you don't know what you're doing, you take it out and you send it somewhere, and in a week they send it back. So it's like, I don't know. I think the off season is a very good idea. The weather's super nice in Florida.
yeah, less heat strokes.
Yeah.
And
less heat, less rain. Like it's just better all around.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing is, how would we do it? Like, do we run this season of Klutch Kickers and then just like
Start again?
The week after the last round, we go, all right, round 1.
Yeah. Well, maybe start earlier in the year. I don't know. But has anybody else talked about that?
I've had a lot of people have asked me about that.
Yeah, but in the Klutch Kickers like crew, I mean, have they kind of bounced that idea around at all? Or no, not really.
Not really. I don't think we've really talked about it.
Okay.
Because I think like the logistics of doing an off season when you're running an on season event already, it makes it weird. It's just logistically it'd be very difficult to switch from an on season event to an off season event.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think you would have to start early next year and then have it set up to where you have a decent time in between.
Or like maybe get your first 2 or 3 events run before like April, and then kind of take the summer off, and then do the last 2 events like, you know, October and November. Maybe just take a 3-month break in those rainy seasons, you know, maybe split it.
Or condense 2 rounds into 1 weekend like we've seen before. I know it'll be a stretch.
That's rough.
Or
though,
just build a dome.
build a dome.
Oh, God.
There we go. There's the answer.
Yeah.
You need to build a dome.
Look at this cool guy over here.
Yeah.
He rode off on his helicopter. he literally rode off. Like he came in his helicopter and then rode off.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on.
Wow.
Start the dome now. Start building the dome.
Yeah, build a dome.
Yeah, that's easy. Pat's on it.
We call it the Thunderdome. I mean, now how sick would that be? The Thunderdome.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, from Freedom Factory to Thunderdome.
Yeah. Hey, something that's a bit Freedom Factory related that you may or may not know, and maybe you could shed some light on it because we were a bit confused on it. So after what happened on round 1, there was talk about resurfacing the infield to add more grip to it. Do you have any information on that?
Yeah. So they came to do it, and the people that came out there, I guess, didn't bring the right stuff. I'm not really too sure on how that actually went down, but they tried it, and it, like, with the roughest, not even a blade, whatever they do it with, pretty much just clean the rubber off the concrete. Like it
made it less sticky.
it like didn't really groove it any bit more. Like it did a tiny bit, but like Cletus sent us like pictures, and he's like, "Is this worth it?" And I was like, "That's not it. No, like it wasn't gonna make any difference." And the money was like pretty high. I was like, "Dude, don't do it. That's silly." he's like, well, now this guy's telling me he wants to like groove it. But it was like, sometimes when you're on like the highway and you hit like that groove concrete and it's like making crazy noise.
Yeah.
It was gonna be like they grooved it like an inch or a half an inch or something, and then like grinded the top. Some weird shit where like it like ruined the concrete pretty much. And then they showed him like a sample, like they had like a piece of it. They're like, this is what it would look like. And he was like, if we do a burnout contest on that, the tires are going to last for 2 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something we have to remember. Like, that's his big moneymaker is his Cletus and Cars events where they do the burnouts. Like,
Right.
no matter how we feel about it, whatever, like, that's how he makes money, and people eat that stuff up. And he packs those grandstands. They fill the infield out. People come from literally all over the country. So it's like,
Right.
he can't ruin that surface just for us to do our silly little drifting on it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I guess there was another option to do something else to rough it up. But it turned into like they were worried about like damaging the seams or something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It was super expensive, and he's like, "Man, honestly, for like I can't justify like
No.
my skid pad for this." And we're like, "Yeah, that it sucks, but we totally get it."
Yeah, it would seem like the only real option is maybe just to invest in some kind of way to pump it out faster, right? So
Yeah, but Sebring's not that way. Why? I never looked at the concrete.
but Sebring is a lot.
Just
See
beat the hell up?
Yeah, it's beat the hell up.
Beat the
Yeah,
hell.
that concrete is weathered out.
Yeah,
So
that was pretty grippy.
yeah. So it's not too bad. Sebring's not so bad. No, so actually, I wanted to touch back on something because I meant to talk about before because Ben mentioned how, and you actually mentioned how you kind of enjoy it because Klutch Kickers has given you the authority, right, to be able to make these calls. They're not micromanaging you, right, which is great, not being micromanaged. So I can see how that would make things kind of maybe not kind of fun in a way, right? Because you're able to do what you want to do. It's kind of fun, and it takes that stress out of it because it's already stressful hurting a bunch of cats. Basically, is what you're doing. Trying to get these guys to
cats.
I'm just saying, you're going. Where's the guy? The guy parks his car right in the middle. It's like, come on. I mean, like common sense. There's no such thing. It's not so common.
Yeah.
But so that's cool that they Klutch Kickers and Zach and the crew and Mike Castleberry, of course, shout out to him as well. That and that's one thing I noticed about them is that they understand everybody has a role, and they try to put people in those roles, and they don't try to micromanage them. So that's great. I'm glad that you're enjoying, maybe for the first time, definitely more than judging your role at Klutch Kickers. So, and that's basically it's going to be for the rest of the season, right?
Oh yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Me and Zach have talked, and we're trying to do this for like the foreseeable future. So hopefully
I think it works out well.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. What's your thought on the next layout?
Every layout should have the bank in it for sure.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of speed on this one, right?
Yeah, it should be faster on this one. Yeah, it's basically the first layout but in reverse, I think, kind of, right?
Yeah, pretty much. The shape of coming off the bank and the angle of that entrance road to the skid pad is different than the other one now.
Okay.
So like it's not gonna be so much of like a continuous arc to a transition. Like it makes it like more of a straightaway and less like of an angle of a turn. It's kind of weird. Like if you look at the overhead, you can see the difference, but it looks fun.
Right.
And then there's it's round one essentially, but with an extra turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So another thing I wanted to get your opinion on too, because you're on the track, so you're seeing the cars more at eye level. And some of the complaints that we heard with the layout was, at least I heard in the driver's meeting, that like the outer zones, right? Like the outer zone markers were kind of far off the road, and people were kind of complaining like, "Oh, dude, we can't get out to them." It's kind of like, where's the line there? I mean, do you think that was a valid complaint, or you think people were just okay?
Because like they were
That was quick.
No.
maybe a foot and a half off,
Right.
and if we moved them closer, like people were still hitting them. So if we moved them closer, every lap we would be chasing cones. We'd have those kids chasing cones.
Right.
So it's
I agree.
like I get what they're saying of like, oh, it like throws off my reference, but like it's also, yeah, it's a foot and a half, like
Yeah.
kind of figured out.
Right. I
I
mean,
like I get it, the track needing to be precise, but there's also you have to play that line of like, yeah, but in the sake of time and the sake of money and us replacing those cones, because those are the
not
big
cheap.
stand-up ones,
yeah.
they don't last for shit. Like they fall
know.
apart.
I know
Yeah.
we used to buy them for the county line, and
And yeah.
every time somebody hit them, I wanted to
it-
fill them with concrete.
Yeah, it's just, it was fine. It was just kind of people overanalyzing it and overthinking it.
Yeah. I mean, I think people were thinking like, oh, I got to be, an inch away to get the most points. But I think Jeremy said is like, you don't have to, if you're a foot or so away, that's fine. We're not,
Yeah.
you get an inch. It's really not going to do any much for you because you can't even really see from where they're at, through the cameras. You can't even really see if you're like, 6 inches to a foot. It's about the same.
Yeah.
So just for the sake of time.
Well, they like, and it's not like dogging on those drivers because like Road Atlanta one year for FD, everybody, we kept just flying off the track and like tearing the grass up and shooting rocks into the crowd. And they're like, what are you guys doing? We're like, well, we got to make it to the markers, like, duh. And they're like,
Right.
no, we put them off the track so you wouldn't hit them because you guys were complaining that we were taking too long to reset cones and clean the track every game. So we moved them so you wouldn't hit them, but now you guys are still hitting them and they're that far off the track. We're like, oh, that makes sense. It's just a perspective thing. Like,
Right.
once you realize it and hear it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. It's the event has to go down and you want to have the least amount of time consuming track corrections or breaks as possible, especially Klutch Kickers. I mean, they run such a tight ship. It's like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
especially that first round, going right into competition and banging that out by like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
That was pretty serious.
Yeah.
And actually, you touched on something that I wanted to ask him for round 2 was the suggestion brought up on changing the schedule for Sunday, like you did for round 1 for that Sunday.
So the schedule is tighter on both days now.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
We haven't posted it yet, but we should be done on Sunday by 3 p.m.
Yay.
We should be done sooner, but we are scheduling it till 3 p.m. Realistically, as long as like we keep up with our pace and there's nothing crazy that happens, 2:30 probably.
Awesome.
2:40.
That sounds like we might get home before the sun goes down.
Yeah, and it's Saturday. The schedule is tighter, but there's no way to not make Saturday suck. It's just you have 80 cars attempting to qualify, then you have to run 32 tandem battles. So it's like the only way to speed Saturday up would be to make Friday mandatory practice only, or just qualify on Friday, then run 64. But we're not going to do that because there's so many people that are like they have to work on Friday or they can't afford a third day. Because I get it, like tires are crazy expensive right now, and the fuel and hotels and all this stuff. Like, I get it. So we're not gonna make Friday mandatory. It'll still be optional. There's a potential in the future that if this thing keeps growing and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it might be a mandatory Friday. But for now, it's Saturday's still gonna be practice qualifying top 64, and Friday's optional.
Has anybody ever thought about just eliminating top 64 battles and just going to 32?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
That's another option.
Yeah, I did tell Zach. He's like, man, I don't know how to like fix this problem of time and whatever. And I go, man, brother, I got the solution to fix everything. He goes, what is it? And I go, no top 64. They really want to do 64, and I understand. I'm never gonna be like, I love top 64, but like I understand their stance on top 64. I get it. It's fine. It does give people a chance that maybe wouldn't make the 32 field a chance to compete. I get both sides of the whole 64 thing. I get giving those dudes a chance to compete and kind of making it more inclusive for everybody. But on the other hand, I get it for the other guys that are like, oh, dude, I qualified 4th, and now, not talking shit, but I have to run the dude that's in 60th, and I brought this Formula D car, and he's in a G35.
Yeah.
Like, not talking shit about the guy in the G. That's awesome. Like, he did it. He made it. But it's like, you're almost setting – it's just such an awkward battle. It's cool for the guy in the G to be like, oh, cool, I got to drive with Dirk or Adam LZ or this guy or that guy. But then, like, for the other guy, it's like, oh, man, like, this is so – like, that's probably one of their most stressful battles of the whole weekend.
Yeah, because like, oh, man, if I got taken out, but this guy is like, oh, man, Yeah, I can see that. Well, I mean, a few more rain-out events, that might change. It might change their mind because it would speed up the event a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Right. But then there lies. So I was just
because had we done, I'm sorry to cut you off. Top 32, we would have finished the event.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I've been done. Yeah.
But I was thinking about it, and you have to sort of take into account, I guess, on the positive side of it, it sort of kind of brings in that extra element of a wild card when you have like an individual that brings in this like top tier car where they're gonna have to then challenge themselves even further and dealing with a low level car. So it's a bit of like a check and balance, I guess you can say. It's a bit of a limiter,
right?
Because if the individuals coming in with a top tier car is just thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna go battle up against top tier cars.
Yeah, but
they're gonna struggle.
Yeah, but it's only exciting for the guy that's driving the lower end car.
Yeah.
Nobody else is liking this.
Well, no. You have some people that will like it because they'll.
I have a G35.
Hang on,
I didn't like it.
Hang on, but you have no. But it's the typical underdog story. You're gonna root for the guy that's gonna be in the underpowered vehicle, and you're like, it's a David against Goliath.
No,
and the fact that he's able to achieve something. Heck, when Chris Jackson went out there with his busted ass, turbocharged, turbo, and you're thinking like, oh, this guy isn't even gonna qualify, but he goes and qualify. And I was like, great, this is a Cinderella story in the making. Something's gonna happen.
30-point
and
qualify.
He made it through to the competition. And unfortunately, he didn't make it. But that's what I love. One of the things I love about Klutch Kickers. All right, the fact that you have these moments that can occur,
on your parade.
And you never know what can happen, and that's why I keep tuning in for every single round.
Ben's very passionate.
Going over to the question in relation to this to some extent. Now,
man, we really got him going.
Man, I don't know. I pissed him off.
So, has this, I mean, I also thought about like maybe having like a minimum amount of points that you have to like qualify with during qualifying.
Yeah.
It's not only about having the elimination,
I would say like above 70,
but having it to be where like you got to qualify with at least a 50,
70
or 60, depending. Okay, let's play around with the numbers. All right. Okay. Whatever, it doesn't have to be. We can figure it out then. And then if you qualify with that amount, then it should lead to perhaps, arguably, maybe battles that may not necessarily be so awkward, because oftentimes you see that the person that qualifies low is still able to advance through. They get seated, as we saw in the previous round. They were able to seed through and not have to go through the second round of eliminations. But then when those drivers went through and they battled, it was a very awkward and not exciting much of a battle because they were just struggling throughout the course.
So how would that work?
Yeah.
What do you mean, how would that work?
Well, how would you work that out? Explain it to me.
Well, here's the thing. We had 76 cars at the last round. We still had 3 buy runs in top 64.
Right. Yeah, I know.
So
that's a lot of zeros.
We're trying to just get as many people in as we can.
Yeah.
No. Huh, okay. Well,
it's with you. You want to see your top 64 G35 versus whatever. You got it, buddy.
You got it. It's not going away anytime soon.
Hopefully, we'll see a Pinto out there soon going around.
Well, we saw a K-powered 240 at the 160 horsepower. Bang, bang. It's like you might have just left a KA in there.
The guy with the bees in his car.
The bees, yeah.
Oh my god.
That really threw me off. I'm like, where's the Honda? Where's the VTEC?
Yeah.
It's here. I know it.
I mean,
it's
at least
popping.
he's got to boost it or something, because I mean that
That
motor
was something else.
I don't know. Anyways, that's another story, another topic for another day.
Oh man, I got a head rush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, you were
you
going
were
at it. You were passionate.
You're
Like
pretty
you like
He's
like,
here. That's why.
Oh,
all right?
that's
You know,
why. What was I
right.
thinking?
He
What was I
feeds
thinking?
the energy.
Oh,
all
he
right?
does feed the energy.
Feeding
Yes, he
off the
does.
passion.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay.
So another question I had. I actually heard from some of the drivers that they felt that the next round's layout is a bit too long. Do you agree or
Really?
disagree with that?
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Okay, thank you.
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
No, it should be good,
it's,
though.
it's pretty long, but like I kind of understand the concept of like trying not to just run round one flipped.
Right.
I don't know. If it were up to me, I wouldn't run the last turn. But
Mhm.
It's the endurance round.
Yeah, endurance round.
I hope it don't rain.
No, I think we'll be better this round.
I think it'll be
I,
dry.
really- I have a good feeling about
We
it. I
just
think-
need to end it before 3 o'clock. So
Yeah. Have you found any hot spots like where we can do an after party yet?
no.
there's nothing there.
There's stuff there. It's just well. I don't know.
Well, at round one, we stayed like one exit north, and there was a wing house in our hotel parking lot. But it was the worst service I've ever had at a restaurant ever.
We found some pretty good restaurants.
Yeah, and then this last round we stayed an exit south,
Mhm.
2 exits south, I guess. And it was like real fancy
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
fancy white people area. So we were
Yeah. Upper class. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So we just hung out at the hotel mostly.
Yeah. We gotta find an in between kind of like.
The
We need to
Irish-
find like a truck stop.
That Irish place would be good, but it's like an hour drive south.
Oh yeah, we found a good Irish place, but it's in Punta Gorda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way
It's
too
a-
far.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too far. But for us, it's on the way. But it's a great. It has like a rooftop bar. It's got a big outside, and there's
Yeah.
really not that many people there. And they have it's really
Yeah,
nice.
really good.
Called the Celtic Ray.
Yeah, Celtic. Right?
Yeah, it's right off the highway, but unfortunately, it's just not close
it's
enough.
too
We're
far.
gonna start researching. We
We
gotta
gotta
find
find a
something.
place.
Yeah, we gotta find
I
something.
feel like we'll try to get something sorted out for round 5.
Yeah,
I'll have like everybody meet up at.
yeah. At least have some kind of like finale bash or something. Or maybe we could talk Cletus into bringing in some like food trucks or something.
So that's kind of I was just thinking about that. The last round's in November, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could maybe talk to him and be like, "Hey, can we just like have a party here?"
Do like
Yeah,
an after
because I mean,
party.
especially if the schedule is getting to the point where it's going to end at 3, get some food trucks in there like 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
and a DJ in there, and some stage, and maybe like a drum set that turns upside down and stuff.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't need a DJ. You got the Dominicans there with the boombox and the microphone.
I
They're
don't
there
think-
plus jamming.
Partying.
Yeah, they were partying. So we can have like a festival, Freedom Fest,
There you go.
Freedom Fest. That's
Sounds like
right.
some real Trump stuff.
Yeah, I'm totally down. Sounds like
Oh,
a plan. The Freedom Fest.
Oy, oy.
I mean, look, in some regards, you've had parties or some sort of a gathering take place in both of the rounds.
Mhm.
All right, first round you had what? Or am I getting it mistaken? You had Taxi Garage.
Yeah.
They went up and down the thing.
The what?
The
What thing?
pits.
The pits?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking
Taxi
about?
Garage. You don't
What
remember?
about him?
No.
They had their go-karts.
Well, that's what
They're
they were
crazy
doing.
carts,
They
right?
were doing that.
They were doing it through the rain.
That was this round.
Yeah, but
What's
that's not
this
a
past
party.
week?
That's just kind of
Yeah.
like craziness that's going on in the pits kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about like an official, like
We're
the
talking about
official
like swimming
Freedom
with the
Fest.
dolphins.
Freedom Fest.
Oh,
Freedom
let's
Fest.
work-
I'm telling
let's
you.
work on the name. Let's work on the name.
Yeah. Freedom Fest.
Yeah, no, not Freedom Fest.
Eagles champion rally.
no rally.
Yes. Yeah.
You almost
There we
had
go.
to. Anyways.
Shoot. Do you have anything else you wanted to cover in regards to Klutch Kickers? I think
Not Klutch Kickers, no. I don't know if you wanted to pull up, but no, I don't have anything else. So Klutch Kickers.
Okay. Pat, was there anything else you wanted to go over in regards to Klutch Kickers?
Kind of just like, well, to be honest, like a lot of the people that are in the know and are the drivers even, they're all pretty cool with what we're trying to do, and they kind of get it that like we're not like making stuff up on the fly, but also like we're having some difficult situations we're having to work through on the spot.
Right.
But I see some people like, oh, I can't believe they can't figure this out, and it's like, this is the third season of Klutch Kickers. Like,
Yeah.
they had never really ran events before. They did a few events at Emerald Coast before season 1, but like they're doing great. Like they've turned their brand into arguably the second largest drifting competition series in the United States.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't even say arguably. I'd say it is the second largest competition drifting series in the United States.
Yeah.
And I just see some people like kind of getting on our shit about it. And it's like, hey man, like we're kind of figuring this out too. And like you have people, well, FD does it this way. Okay, so maybe we'll do something the way FD does it. They'll be like, oh, it's just like FD now. What do you want? Like, we're trying. So I really do appreciate all the drivers and crew guys that like, I understand they might come over to me like with a protest or with a problem, and they might be a little hot and be like, oh, whatever. Every single person that's come up to me and had, I don't want to say an attitude, but been like agitated or aggravated about something, every single one of them before the end of that day will come up to me, hey, sorry, man, I was just, and I go, no, I get it. Like, you're passionate. I get it. Like, I totally understand. No need to apologize. So I really appreciate those people that like having their passion for it, but also being able to like wrangle it back in and be like, okay, these guys are trying, they're doing their best to really figure it out. So I guess not so much like take it easy on us, but thanks to all the drivers that are supportive of us.
Right. That's good.
Yeah. And just to kind of like touch on that, it's really frustrating and it's really annoying just hearing some of the comments. And I think many people forget about how much work is involved to put through this, and then all of the stress and all of the situations that we're having to kind of like figure out on the fly.
Yeah,
and it's not just something
all the
that's
curveballs,
all the curveballs and all the wild cards. And it's not only it's not a thing that like you have maybe other series or other competitions that kind of like deal with this for like 2 or 3 hours. Like just looking back at the previous round, it was like 7 hours nonstop of just things that were just taking place. Yeah. And the fact that it's like, I mean, for us, we're dealing with our own stresses and our own sort of, survival mode of marathons to deal with. But they're also just going through their own battles and their own hurdles to overcome. And in many cases, it's like to a much higher degree. Right. And the fact that they're getting, stuff thrown at them for the things that they're doing, it's just like,
well, yeah. So you're right. So you got the event side that Pat and Zach, they're focused on the event.
Right.
But now as the series grows, I wouldn't say necessary evil, but it may be at times for them is the live stream, right? So now you got to focus on the event, but the live stream is very important because a lot of people watch it, and that's what builds the fans. NFL and Major League Baseball, it wouldn't, and NBA and all this stuff wouldn't have the fan base if people couldn't watch it, right? If you had to go there live,
commercial breaks,
right? Exactly.
It happens.
Exactly. So part of the growing pains is, at least for us, what we see is now, you got two things that are going simultaneously, both trying to have their goal. They're trying to run a seamless event, for the drivers and obviously for the competition series. But then now we have to work together. So it's not just, they don't have to just, what I'm saying is he doesn't have to just worry about what's going on with his end. He also has to okay, we'll also have to be in communication with the live stream, because are they ready? Right. I'm focusing on drivers,
Right.
but all the drivers ready, but now the live stream's not ready. We took a break, camera guy went to go to the bathroom, and now we're on hold because we're trying to get the camera guy back or something like that.
Right.
So these are all things, and you see it. I'm not trying to throw anything on a bus, but you watch Formula Drift's live stream. They have the same issues that we have. Wrong pictures up, and it's all the same thing. And they've been around for what, 10, 12, how many years now?
More than 10.
More than 10 years. So, anybody that can sit there and armchair quarterback these things and complain, that's not somebody we you just one ear out the other, but it's great to see that the driver coming after they have this moment with you and say, hey, listen, we understand what you're going through. I apologize. That's big. Yeah. I think that shows a lot to not just the character of Klutch Kickers as a organization, but also the drivers that it brings.
Right. And I think the other thing too that I think it should be mentioned, and maybe they haven't mentioned it, but I definitely do think, is that when you look at the things that the staff and everybody, not only the Klutch Kickers staff, but it's also the Cletus staff, the things that they're subjected to, the weather conditions and all of those things that for several hours. Yeah. The fact that it's they're doing, part of the reason they're doing it because they care.
Right.
And for somebody to sort of
there are a lot of people doing it for nothing. A lot of people are doing it for nothing too. It's it's crazy.
Right. So for people to berate them for whatever decision that they made or for something that was said or so forth, I just think it's uncalled for. Yeah. Because put yourself out there for 7 hours. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be able to survive and go through the same kind of situations that these guys are putting themselves out there through. And that's why when you say it more often than not on the announcements, that you give a shout out to all of the staff and all of the crew for making sure that the event is running in tip-top shape. There's some weight behind it.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
So the three quick things before we move on from Klutch Kickers.
Oh, okay.
One, the best example of a driver being pissed off but then wrangling himself back in was Chelsea at the last round.
Oh, really?
He got really upset about the call, and it is what it is. We're not even going to get into the details of the call. And he he didn't talk shit. He wasn't oh, those idiots, those stupid judges. But he was I don't get this. What's going on? What's going on? And then even to me, when he was still heated, he goes, "It's all right, man. It is what it is. We'll figure it out." And I go, "Okay, man. Sorry. I can't do anything for you or have any advice. I didn't even see it." And then he makes an Instagram post on his way home, and he's like, "I have so much respect for the judges. They do such a hard job, and it's thankless, and this, that, the other." That was really cool. He felt as though they did him wrong, but he still was I have huge respect for those guys, whatever. The second thing is, you're an absolute clown if you talk shit about drifting judges. I will say the Klutch Kicker ones, I know them very closely, personally, all of them, especially Jeremy. To think that they have some sort of ulterior motive to screw you out of a win, dude, get over it. I understand mistakes can happen, and they'll even say, yeah, sometimes mistakes happen, but whatever, it is what it is. The third thing that really bothered me, the only time I really see people talking shit about the events is people that are not there.
Yeah.
Watching on the live stream or getting texts from their friends or whatever, and a driver did it. This person drives in Pro 2, and they decided to get on the internet and completely rip the judges apart of they're idiots. I can't believe they would do this. They screwed this guy. What a bunch of fools. All because this person didn't know where the finish line was.
Oh, wow.
literally ripped them apart, sent them personal messages like, you need to explain this, like whatever. That's absolutely uncalled for and ridiculous. And I just want that person to know how disappointed I am in them.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Okay, we can move on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, people get too bent out of shape about this. This is going too crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be like that anytime, but like kind of goes back to the passion. People have passion for sports. It's like that in any sport, right? You have your
Right.
favorite football player, basketball player, they get knocked out or something happens. You have these fans, and you know, fans is what grows the sport. It's just the way it is. Fans bring the money. Money helps the sport move on, brings the sponsors, and without that, I mean, it's just going to be a necessary evil for every sport. They all deal with it. So drifting ain't going to be anything different.
Oh boy! Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a bit of a therapy session. How we're just kind of like vented out a lot of things because I just there was a couple of things I just wanted to get out there because it gets really irritating.
It does. It does.
And like I mentioned already before, it's just I know how much these guys, how much work they put in, and how much care that goes through every decision that they make, and just to kind of like hear
Right.
that is just
And we see them, so we're right next to them, so we see what they go
Of
through.
course.
We see that they want to make the right call. It's not like
Yeah, no, they're definitely working hard. They put like every call gets a lot of review before they even come up with a call.
yeah.
well, of course, because you're in their
I'm
ear.
sitting there looking at them like, come on, guys, this is pretty easy. You know, I mean, I saw what you saw. So come on, make a decision.
You're not a
They are.
judge. Shut up.
They're like trying to mull it over and think about it. I'm like, God, this
Well,
is-
they're trying to avoid a
that
protest, right?
G35 lost.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah, but just to be clear, it's not just the judges that I'm referring to. It's also just everybody else.
I know. I understand.
I just wanna
No,
be-
everybody. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of different moving pieces, and then
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, even go into the production room, all the craziness that's going on there. You got freaking Matt putting together videos.
Austin.
putting together videos.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
All right, so round 3 taking place August 12th through the
A month away.
14th.
Yeah, about a month away. Yeah.
If I recall correctly, yeah. So that's right around the corner. Driver registration is out along with spectator tickets. So be sure to go to baldeagle.com to get your tickets for that. Whether you want to go there live or watch it on the live stream, all of the information is there. Or if not, just go to klutchkickers.com and you'll get all of the information there as well. And let's go ahead and switch gears and maybe kind of dive a little bit into it in regards to the Pro-Am series. So, Pat, what can you tell us about that? Or do you have anything you would like to share?
Or yeah, share with the drivers. Maybe some of the drivers. What advice can you give them going into, since the last one got canceled, this one's going to be more important for those guys to compete in.
Do good, I guess.
Don't suck. Don't suck.
Yeah.
So well, being the first Pro-Am series for in a while, I think fair enough to say in Florida.
In Florida, in a
only
long while,
yeah, in a
yeah.
long while.
3 palms.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, right.
Sorry.
So yeah,
I mean, I was there. So
yeah. I was saying Sebring. I think is a better. What do you think about the Sebring venue?
I've only been to Sebring like twice ever.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
Have you done? Have you been in a drift event there?
Like I went to me, Jeremy, Dan, and Boxmod did a demo there. Oh man, I had my white car with a stock LS in it. So like 2010, 2009, 2010, I
Oh,
guess.
boy.
Wow.
And it was just like over like in the very far corner of like the pits, just like a big open skid pad.
Yeah, yeah.
They were kind of like, hey, just do whatever you want. We didn't even go on the track. And then I did an event. I think I might have driven 2 events at that Bobby Orr place
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
over to the side.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, I drove the track. It is a lot of fun. So
It is,
maybe you can
yeah.
get into a car, maybe something that lets you, get behind the wheel and just go around the track. I think as that would be pretty cool. The back section is a lot of fun. Front section's a lot of fun too.
They're not running that, right?
The back section this time, they're running the front section.
It's under it's under construction.
The back section?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll be done by next round.
Well, I hope so too, because
that was a lot of fun. The back round.
They're not doing the fun run in the back section because they're having.
So it's just gonna be only the competition.
No, it's gonna be competition. And you remember that time they did that course where you just keep zigzagging through the.
Yeah,
they're doing that again.
Yeah, skid pad. Yeah, it's basically you get nauseous. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like left, right,
and a
left, and a right, a left, and a right. And you're like,
Isn't that a song?
it may be a song. Might be a song.
Okay.
No. And then, so you're going to be same judges, I'm assuming? Are they using the same judges?
I
Yeah.
haven't heard of any
Yeah.
changes
Okay. All right.
As far as I know.
Yeah, I know.
so
we-
far.
Yeah. Now, Ben, you're gonna go, right? You're gonna take some video stuff for drift sessions, right?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna make an appearance and to try to capture what I can, and also be a moral support for
Or
many.
you may have to bring a cold one for Mr. Passionate Pat.
Well, no, he typically waits for the end.
He might not this time. You never know. Yeah.
Right. No, but we need him focused. We don't want him to
Yeah.
make any sort of decisions that
Yeah.
may
How-
deviate.
Where are they gonna put the judges in a cart?
You know, I was thinking before we decided that we weren't going to cover the event, I was thinking about renting an RV that
Right.
we can put them on top of. And then that way you can have the drone guys next to it with a tent. Or if it rained, worst case scenario, have you guys sit 3 side by side at the front windshield and just
I don't
face
know
the
why you're
windshield. You
pitching
know what I'm
this,
saying?
it's
And it could
not-
be,
You're pitching.
no, I'm just saying this is what I was thinking. So I don't know
Right.
what they're thinking. Hopefully they have your best interest in mind.
We're actually gonna ride with the drivers.
That's the best.
genius.
I don't know why they haven't done that. That's
That's actually
that's a great idea.
have one person watch from the outside
And
Yeah.
judge
and then
each car.
judge, Chase. Yeah, that is an interesting
Yeah.
idea.
We'll make Kelsey watch from the outside, then me and Jeff are gonna ride with one of the cars, but we'll switch when they.
Yeah.
we
I
switch
could just picture, dude, that was great, man. Joe, that was so
I was
good.
supposed to be judging.
Yeah, I was supposed to be judging. No, it was great, man. Yeah. I love Jeff. That was great.
Lord.
What?
That's amazing.
That's like,
That's like
You
one of
like
the
that
best
idea?
ideas. No, I
I
don't
actually-
like it. I love it.
I mean,
All right, this should be implemented. All right, this should be worked
but
on.
think about it. You go to a driver and they're smooth, right? And you're like, okay, that was good. Then you have some of these drivers from the outside. It looks like they got it together, but you watch them on the inside, all hell's breaking loose.
Swatting bees.
So yeah, you're
Swatting bees.
swatting bees, right? So you're like, dude, wow. It's like, yeah, you're online, but that's just that would totally change your opinion on the run.
I'd be too
Some people-
scared to ride with Connor O'Sully.
Oh,
That car's
Oh, yeah?
too
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
he's
sick.
insane.
yeah, it's great to watch him. Like, especially he's so new to the sport and he's just freaking doing great.
That car, the first event, I think it was the first event that just looked like a rocket ship.
yeah, it was
It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
How
first
fast it was.
265s.
But the way
Yeah.
he was going around the bank was just like, I don't know, it was crazy.
yeah, he got the mechanical grip dialed in there. So
Yeah, but he's also on 08R Volinos,
Oh, okay. So,
which is
that
like
helps.
the closest thing to an Achilles that we'll ever have ever again.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and also e-chassis are insane with grip.
with
So
grip, yeah.
yeah. So, do you have those that email I sent you, Ben?
Oh,
Is that something that you can show Pat,
No, it's kind of hard.
or is it, or no?
Remember, it was like last time when he
Yeah,
was kinda-
well, yeah. I don't want to lead
so,
into it and,
yeah, so-
and have Pat see it if he can't see it or talk
Yeah.
about it because I wanted to get his
I was not
opinion
trying
on
to
these.
figure that out like last time, and then where you say you can't see it.
Well, I'm asking him. Can you just let him give him a chance to, answer? Is that something?
he's not good with on the fly stuff. I don't know if you noticed.
What are you talking about? He's right there. He's right there.
I tried,
dude?
tried to get him angry.
I try to get
Good
him
job,
work.
mission accomplished. All right.
Don't poke the bear.
That's how you make him, good.
Okay. Well, hang on.
It's an
It,
entertainment.
it may be possible. All right. Let me
Okay,
just
so-
figure this out.
So if he can figure it out, so basically, there's something that we've always wanted to do, and of course, it takes money that we don't have. But it's it's a wish list. It's something that we always look forward to doing something kind of cool. And one thing we always talked about is getting like a drift sessions mobile, like the drift sessions unit, where we can go around and do like live stream events, where we could just go, yeah, Wait, you're going too
Hang on.
fast.
No,
can
hold
he
on.
see this?
No, not yet. I'm working on it.
Okay, okay.
Just
So
keep
I found
leading up to it.
I found 2 vehicles that are possible candidates for the drift session mobile. And like I said, the idea is where we can go to these events and we could basically have the live stream set up, because we have done, live stream stuff, and we would like to start producing live streams for maybe these other events, the smaller events.
I can see where
Yeah.
the Freedom
And then we
Fest
could
came from,
then Freedom Fest. What are you talking about? So it would be cool to have just like this drift sessions mobile.
Oh, that thing sucks.
Oh, you can see it.
now you can see it. Okay.
Wait. Now it's a deuce and a half. Okay, pretty cool.
Is that
Right?
like a
Driven
Hang
one?
on, go through the pictures.
Let me put it on the screen
Oh, he's put-
for everybody else can see it. All
Have
right.
you ever driven a Deuce?
No, but I've taken several.
They go like 55 miles an hour wide open.
I didn't say we're gonna go fast.
They're on 46-inch military
Well,
tires.
before you judge it, let's go through the pictures, and you
Okay.
may just. Okay, well, look at that.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Look how amazing that is. Look at the room, spacious. We could.
Who put something on top of that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why?
Go to the next picture. Look at that. Look at you got what is it? Lattice. Lattice.
Yeah,
where-
that's something
where-
else. I wasn't expecting the
I
lattice
was like, wow, this is amazing. It's older than
looks-
I am.
Looks like a mobile home from the back.
Look at that. Keep going. Keep going. It gets better. But wait, there's
Oh
more.
my
A
god!
wooden stairs. I don't know if that comes apart if
Oh
you
my-
get. You
I'm
it's
not
like-
gonna
Oh,
fit-
that is tight.
I can't go down that aisle.
Sure, you can.
No,
No, you drive. You be in the front.
I'm gonna have to just jump through that.
Well, look how clean it is. Got 2
Oh my
bunk beds. Look, a third bed right there.
Look at that bed. That bunk bed? How do you get up there?
On the right.
Only Gabby. Gabby's the only one that's gonna be able to fit
Your
there.
nose is touching the roof.
What the hell
Okay,
is that?
okay. Well, we'll have to make some modifications, but got a bathroom.
I can fit my leg in there.
So, Pat, what do you think?
No, that's
No.
awful.
It's awful.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, I got another one for you.
Well, how much is it?
$8,000.
$8,000.
Oh, that's like $4,500 too much.
Yeah, no, really.
I want. You can imagine if you did 70 in that the whole back end would come right off.
It's coming at 20 miles an
Yeah.
hour. That
All
thing.
right.
All right. But wait, there's more.
But wait, okay, here's the option number 2. Boom! Freedom Fest! Imagine drift sessions showing up in this 2001 F450 limousine.
It's a 650, sir.
Yeah, it's 650.
Oh, 650. Well, I'm blind. All right. So let's take a look. Look,
14 passenger.
look at that. I mean,
Oh
we
my
show up
God.
to an event with that. I mean, people are going to, and we could set up a stage or some kind of platform in the bed.
what?
I mean, we won't turn the engine on because you guys won't be able to breathe because the stacks are right there, but pretty
What
cool.
The hell?
Pretty cool.
You have
You don't-
pictures
you
of
don't
the
think so?
inside?
Yeah,
It's-
that pictures of
That's gonna be an issue right there.
What? It's-
No,
gotta get
because no.
hot.
So I
Keeps
thought
us
about
warm.
this, right? So if I can weld up some like grills, and we could just leave the engine running. We can throw hot dogs on there,
Oh, okay.
and we can literally cook.
All right, you've thought this through. Moving on. Okay,
Oh,
we got more in the
God.
back. All right,
Side.
the side.
Let's go to the inside.
Yeah, let's go. Well, there's the front again. Oh,
Yeah!
wow! Beautiful.
America, Freedom Fest. I will bring Freedom
It looks
Fest
like
to the Freedom Fest.
Superman just died in there. What the hell? It's like red and blue everything.
Beautiful.
Oh God.
Okay. Hey, low miles.
That is
Low
low
miles.
miles. That is low miles.
Yeah,
Full
nobody wants to drive that thing around. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the after party right there.
Wouldn't you want to judge from the inside of this, Pat?
The back, maybe.
Smart touch.
You got TVs in there. I mean, obviously, you gotta have some entertainment.
Look, the engine looks clean. Look
Does
at
it
that.
have a sunroof?
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
go back.
question.
You
Does it
gotta
have a
go back.
sunroof?
Yeah.
The top of?
Nope.
No,
No sunroof. We can
we can install that though.
Saws off, saws off.
We'll
Yeah.
cut it out.
Also, do you
Yeah.
guys have $40,000?
$49,500.
Oh, well.
I mean, it's a little out of budget.
Yeah.
Just $49,000 over our budget. Yeah.
Okay, but if money was no object, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a waste of money.
No, I'm not talking to you.
Oh,
I'm talking to
frick.
Pat.
Man, I think I'd get the deuce before I got that thing.
Well, so those were my Facebook marketplace finds for the drift sessions
Those are
mobile.
pretty bad.
Two
bad?
pretty awful choices.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I tried. I'll come up with some better ones.
I told you shuttle bus. A
Shuttle
bus
no,
is the best.
but that's
Ticket, dude.
yeah.
but we're gonna be unique.
Who cares?
Showing up with the deuce. I mean, come on. I mean, it's gonna take us an extra day or two to get there, but
Just leave it there.
we'll be the talk of the
just
town.
just leave it there and we'll fly to it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh god.
Well, hey,
Boy.
I tried.
All right. I'm sorry. That was just too much fun.
Oh.
Once I saw that interior, I was just like,
I mean, I just like I feel so inspired right now. Like, I want to buy a gun tonight.
What?
Gonna buy a gun tonight.
oh my god, we've lost control. That's it.
We're off the rails.
Yeah.
Yep, indeed. Pat, anything else you want to cover before we let you go?
No. Oh, there's I don't know if you guys saw it yet.
Oh,
Miles
okay.
Flick has been posting about it.
Oh yes,
The
We-
December 3rd.
Yeah.
right.
I think we should try to go to that.
Yeah.
Which is not gonna
Apparently
be
they're
any-
bringing something for me to drive.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
Oh, that's awesome. Where's it gonna be at?
It's gonna be at
in his own drift car. So
It's at the firm.
Oh, at the firm. Oh, that's the one at the firm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But a bunch of like old school guys are gonna be there.
yeah, Jeremy and Dan are both driving.
Yeah.
Really?
Dan Chilton.
He still
It
got the
says.
old FC?
Yeah, you didn't see the video of it all back together?
No, I'm a lame.
So Mike Massey Dan went on vacation with Elizabeth and the kids. And when he left, Mike Massey went to Dan's shop, stole the car, brought it to the shop. Jeremy had rebuilt an engine for it. They put the motor in the car, fixed a bunch of stuff, like put an exhaust on it. Then Mike brought it back to Dan's shop. And when they came back from vacation, I guess Elizabeth was like, "Oh, hey, like we have to go to your shop for something." He goes, "Okay." They pull up and Mike Massey starts the car like in the shop, and they open the door and Dan's like, "Oh my god, my car!" Like,
Oh wow.
it was
Where's the
really
video?
cool. It was like
It was on
super cool.
Where's it at? Was it Mike on his YouTube page or something? Where can you see
Yeah,
it?
on Mike Massey's YouTube page.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
It's super cool.
Yeah,
oh, that's great to hear that.
that is cool.
I wonder what other old school OG individuals are going to be making
Bill
a
out there.
resurgence.
Bill out there. I
Well-
heard Bert still has his 8.6.
Yeah, he does. He does. But I mean, Jason Giovanni, he was supposed to be building something. I mean, I saw some
He
pictures.
still has his car.
Yeah, I know, but I saw pictures. I saw him make a post like he was getting ready to get it going again.
Yeah, he told me like a year or two ago that he was like putting it back together or putting it in a different chassis or something. But I think he's gonna have his car ready soon. I think we're gonna try to push him to get it ready for December.
Harry has something he's been working on too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw him like 6 months ago, or more than that. And he's like, yeah, he goes, I bought this chassis, had a cage in it, and we were talking about all the stuff he's gonna do to it. So I'm hoping to see him out soon. He's doing that whole Kava bar thing.
Sean has a Corvette.
Yeah, Sean Love says we should all go to Harry's Kava bar and just make fun of him because it's just like,
He's there?
well, he owns a bunch of them. He's doing really well.
I didn't
Yeah.
think
But
he
it's
was
like
actually
not
there.
a place that I thought that Harry would be owning. But anyways,
Dude,
you know
I would
Harry,
be-
you'd understand.
I would be so pumped if they're like, "Hey, we got a car for you to drive." I'm like, "Oh, that'll be really fun." And I show up, and it's Harry's old school car.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That I drove in Aruba.
Yeah.
And they're like, "We found it." And it's 6-inch wide front wheels on it with like a 205 that understeers everywhere. Like, I
Oh,
love
man.
it. Best car ever.
I still remember like there was a bit of a story of him driving it for the first time, and like he took like one lap and he quickly went back to the pits. And he's like, "What's wrong with this?" I was like, what are you talking about, Harry?" He's like, "It's got no power, no torque. What is it?" I'm like, "That's just a standard SR. What do you want?" And like, "This is crap. I don't want this."
That's funny. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Do you know of anybody else from like the old school days that maybe is building something?
Bill Fisher has a car.
Well, yeah. He came out to. He bought a.
PBR. It
Yeah.
came out to Fuel Fest too.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. That's
Yeah,
right.
it came
Yeah.
out to Fuel Fest.
Do you know the story with that one, with that car?
No.
I do.
Tim, you want to tell them?
You when we're at PBI.
He bought some. He bought
so
some.
he
kid's
bought
car.
some janky build, and I was like, "Oh, Billy, you got something?" And he's and he just started ragging on it right
Well, but
away.
No. The funny thing was that the kid that he bought it from.
Well, that's what I was gonna get.
Yeah, okay.
So the Bill's like kind of ragging on, man. I don't know who's Bill. The guy, man, he did this was rank, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, you got my old car." He's like, "Yeah, it's pretty jacked up, man." He's like, "Oh, it runs pretty good." And Bill's like, "No, it really doesn't." Like he's like, "I had to fix this," and he's like, "Dude, what is up with this? What was that?" "Oh yeah, I had to do." He's like, "I couldn't even get the oil filter out. What did you do?" Like he starts ragging on the guy that was so proud of his car.
Yeah.
It was funny. Yeah, Bill's he's awesome.
Yeah, Bill's fun.
Oh man, that was just too much.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. I'm like, but Bill was just like, no, this sucks, dude. What were you thinking? This is horrible. I can't believe this thing. I don't even know why I bought. Like, just going on and on. The kid was like, went from like, oh, excited to see his car to like,
he
oh,
walked
and
away.
He walked
pretty
away.
bummed.
Yeah, pretty bummed.
Oh man.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we should try to go out to that though. Like I said.
Yeah.
I mean, if all of these individuals are going to be making an appearance, for sure.
Yeah.
they're
definitely
giving
gotta
away.
catch
They're
up.
like
Is it
doing like
Carlos
a
is
costume
throwing, right?
contest and,
Who's organizing it?
There's Miles.
Carlos Santos.
Okay.
and Miles is doing it too.
Yeah. Miles Flick and John Garcia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll have a deuce by then, and we can ride up there and we can cover the event.
It'll take you guys a week to get there.
Well, we'll plan ahead. We got time. Oh.
We got to move it up every, a little bit further every month.
I'll find something better. I'll trust me. I'll impress you next time.
Okay.
That's a goal.
Okay.
Well, Pat, it's a honor. It's a pleasure every time. We just can't get enough of you. Well, at least that's how I feel. I don't know about these gentlemen there, but
You better be careful now.
hey, what are you talking about? Relax. Listen, all right? We got something going on over here. Just because you're jealous doesn't mean that you have to, vent out your frustrations, all right? Now, but yeah, we can't wait to see you for round 3.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I may be seeing him for
Yeah, you're gonna
the
see
next
him.
week.
Oh, yeah, you're seeing. Yeah,
He's
I'm
you.
boycotting, so.
Oh, your boy.
No, you're gonna be an OSW. He's gonna be an OSW doing a private day. So.
What a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to drive.
Any final words before we let you go?
Nah.
Okay.
Works.
Cool.
That works for us. Okay, Pat, thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next time or some other time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks, Pat.
That's it.
All right.
See you soon. It's always awkward.
Yeah. Bye. Bye. Oh man. So, what now? You know how many cars that got rejected?
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How many cars got rejected?
I don't know. Siri's talking to me now.
Wait, how many cars got rejected? Rejected for what?
No, from you. You.
Oh,
reaching
yeah,
out to-
So
reaching
yeah,
out to
I have
E30s.
been reaching out to E30s, 10 rejection corner, but I don't have them.
You
So
don't have shoot.
no, because I didn't know if we'd have time, so I didn't want to send it. I didn't go full send.
Are we going to talk
But-
about the Hyundai?
Oh,
You
The Hyundai.
totally forgot.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten about that.
Okay.
There's still some other drift discussions.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
What drift
So-
discussions?
Well, hello, Paul. This
Hello.
is what.
Are we going to talk more about G35?
no.
The,
Are you talking? So we were talking about what's the next? What's the next? Ring us
the
in.
Riverside.
Oh, Riverside.
They had
Riverside.
a 50K shootout,
Mhm.
and it was all cash payouts.
Yeah, they're just throwing money around.
Hmm.
And then Adam LZ won 25 grand.
Well, thank you, Paul, for just jumping the
Joke.
gun.
No,
but that's
no.
typical of you. That's fine.
No, but go ahead.
Well, no, I just think that that was there were some weird expectations, I guess you can say.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have a $50,000 event where the first place, I guess, is getting $25,000, I think some people expected a live. I mean, people have these expectations, right? With Klutch Kickers kind of setting the
Yeah.
bar, I would say,
Yeah.
right? So Klutch Kickers has a full media production, right?
Mhm, yeah.
They didn't have that the first. I think the first season I I don't remember
halfway
what
through the first season. We got involved the last 2 events of the first.
it was like the first round. I mean, of the first season, they didn't have. I think they had some kind of stream, but
I think it was just a video.
yeah. But then the next round they had a stream.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, so I'm assuming is Riverside Drift is not a series. At least this event was not a series. It was an exhibition, right?
And where's
That's
Riverside
what,
Drift
that's
again?
what it was like. The Riverside Drift event took place in Salem, Indiana, at
see.
Salem Motor Speedway, I believe.
So that's pretty far
So
from here.
Salem Speedway. I forget. One of those two. Yeah, it did seem like it was an exhibition. It was just one of those things where it's like, well, come out and compete. It's the pros against the Joes.
Right.
And,
Pros versus Joes, yeah.
And whoever, gets, comes out on top is going to come out with a bunch of cash. And they showed it. I mean, it was all cash. It looked, the bills looked legitimate. It's
So
not like-
did any Joes win anything? Or did the pros straight take
It
out the
was-
Joes?
Adam LZ, I think Jonathan Hurst, and then I don't know who got third place. I want to say it was Human.
I forget.
Yeah, I don't know.
The
But in
weird
any
thing,
case,
the weird thing,
go ahead.
The weird thing I thought was the thing I thought was weird.
Mike,
And what I
Thank
thought
you.
was weird was that at least there was a live stream and it was presented. I don't know who was that.
it was presented by Daily Driver Media.
Daily
who
Driver Media.
We've,
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now that
very
makes
familiar,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nate and Charity,
Yep.
who've we've that what's the word? Worked alongside
Yeah.
Yes.
with in the Klutch Kickers live stream when it was
in the
back
past,
then in the Admiral Coast Dragway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they kind of showed their point of view, which was also the view of the point of view of the judges as well. Which the judges were Chris. I don't know his last name, but
Chris Knapp.
Chris Knapp, which he
Old
runs.
school. Yeah.
No,
He's been around for a while.
well
hasn't he?
he's been around for a while, but I'm saying Chris Knapp is from he runs Englishtown.
Right.
And then you have Jeff Jones, and then I don't know who was the third judge. I didn't even notice. But I know those two were judges. But when I was watching the live stream, it's not their live stream, but when I was watching what they were putting up, it just looked like the vantage point of where you're watching the drivers. If I was judging from a booth, I would be very hard to tell where someone's at. Like I couldn't properly judge.
What kind
that.
of course was it? Was it
So
oval?
and I don't know if they had video playback or
I'll
they
put
had
it up.
any kind of cameras out
No, it
in the
looks
field.
like Ben might have it.
But yeah,
Was
Ben
it an
could
oval
probably
or was it?
No, it was it looked like a track, like an actual road course, but it could have been an oval, I guess. I didn't pay a ton of attention to it. You can let's see if Ben can pull it up here. Do the top 16. Top 16. That's the one I would do.
Yeah, that's the last one. Yeah.
That's the intro. Yeah, do that one.
So we just mute
That is
that.
an oval.
yeah,
It's not an oval, but
it is an oval, kind of. But it goes. It's kind of a little different, you know. They have it set up to where.
so it's the opening ceremony.
Yeah, let's just skip past this. A lot of big names. You know, you had Adam LZ out there. You had
Mike Pollard.
Mike Pollard. You had
Well, Duarte was
Jonathan-
there.
Jonathan Hurst. You had Duarte. You had Savio, I think, was there.
Dan Burkett.
Dan Burkett was there.
Brandon
Travis-
Winnick was there.
Travis Reeder was there, and Travis Reeder just won.
Oh, that's
and
right.
also the
FD.
guy from Drift Games, right? What's his name?
Dave Egan.
Yeah, Dave Egan was there in his Mustang. So there was a lot of talent there.
Well, let's skip over to the
Yeah,
competition.
just
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, this
actually
is-
go to the competition.
So this
here.
was a live stream, but so there was no commentary. It was just basically a camera.
Look, it kind of goes through here. You can see. So that's that's
wow.
the judge's booth right there.
Yeah,
and
so it's kind of hard to see from there.
I'm like, man, how do you judge like that? And I don't see any monitors.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, there's Jeff.
I don't see any monitors for them to review or anything to look at other than
Just watching.
what's on the track. And I don't know if you don't have multiple views and you're just looking out on the track, it's very hard to judge. Like
No, yeah, considering that there a lot of money on the line.
the-
Oh, of course.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. With the amount of money on the line, I would expect to have multiple camera views. The judges have some monitors.
Mm-hmm.
So
The
that's
booth is
Chris.
pretty nice, though. I'll tell you that.
Oh, it's a really nice booth. Yeah, it looks really nice. They kind of walked around and showed it.
Oh,
There's
wow.
like tables and stuff there. But
Hmm.
anyways, go to an actual them actually driving, so that way you can see kind of like the vantage point. Even though she's even there, you go. You can kind of skip ahead.
Okay, so they go out to the. Okay.
No. It's in its hands.
Oh my gosh, that is really far away. How do you judge that?
Yes, what I said. That's like, it's not. It's like a big oval, but it's like the inside of an oval. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really did an infield in the oval. But yeah, like watch this. Like to me, is like,
Okay, I mean you can see it now.
yeah, I can see, right, and you kind of see the like. But now I'm like, no, I can't. No, there's no way. I mean, yeah, I can kind of see that there, but right now I don't. What's going on? Like now I'm like really like, yeah, okay. And then over there it's just like,
Well, it's not even judged from that point.
I think it is. It's
No,
judged
I
all
don't-
the way about there.
Really?
Yep.
Well, how do you judge from that far away?
That's my point.
Well, the only thing I can think of is maybe you have some officials placed around the course, and then the judges
reporting back.
ask them like, "Hey, did you see this occur? And if so, then let us know to what extent."
I'd be interested to talk to Chris and ask him how Jeff thought he
Event.
could judge
Hmm.
that event. Like, did he feel confident that his judging based on just sight alone? Now, I don't know if that's true. They were
Well,
only
this is
judging
also
on.
really pixelated too, so watching it live is a lot clearer than this.
Oh yeah, obviously it is, but it's like even judging Klutch Kickers, if we didn't have multiple camera angles
Mhm.
and replays, there's a lot of calls that went differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can look at the replay, you get to see both, you get to go over, get to mull it over. Judging on the fly like that is super hard.
Yeah, I mean that's how we used to do it for years and years and years.
Yeah, but it's very hard to
Yeah.
be that accurate.
It is, especially when other people can watch it, like from home, and be like, "Oh, how could he make that call?" You know?
Yeah. So I mean, to me, I'm like, I don't know how they're judging this. I mean, like I said, you can kind of go off of what the feel is. I mean, what you see plus what you think other people saw. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'd be interested to know what they felt like when they were judging this thing. Looks like they had a decent turnout. They had,
How many cars?
I know I'm saying people. It
Yeah.
seemed like there was a decent amount of people. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents about the whole
I
thing.
think. I mean, the track doesn't look too
Track
bad.
looks fun.
Looks like a fun time. Yeah.
Track looks fun. I have no doubt about that. I just want to kind of know if they had any other camera views. Did the judges have anything to look at? So
Yeah.
And here's another interesting thing about the whole judging: no protests were allowed.
no protest.
Oh, really?
No protests were allowed.
Oh well, yeah. Because
So what?
Probably because they couldn't review anything.
Probably, yeah. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't protest. It's like it's kind
Well,
of like a
It helps. Sorry to cut you off, but it helps with the run of the show. At least you don't have to worry about 10 minutes or 20 minutes for them to kind of like deliberate as to if what happened exactly, who's
Yeah.
at fault, and so forth.
Yeah, because a lot of times people don't realize why there's downtime because we don't want to share all the protests over it.
Protests on
Sometimes the protest is like there's no reason to talk about it, but a lot of times if there's no action, sometimes it comes down that there was a protest. So I understand why there was no protest because they probably didn't have any cameras, right? So then if you're going to protest, like how the judge is going to go over it, they can only think about it, or they're
Yeah.
going to be looking at somebody's camera footage. So I would assume that would be the reasoning behind not having protests.
Now we don't know they didn't have camera footage. That's one thing. Like I said, I'd have to try to ask Chris and see if we can ask Jeff. Like how was that?
I mean, when you have cars putting that much smoke,
That's what the next thing I said. When you really got to the top contenders, there was so much smoke. I guess go to like the end there and watch it run. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Like let's play
Man,
this
watching it
one.
like this, it almost feels like we're watching a video like from like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so this is Adam LZ versus But yeah, see the amount of smoke that they're gonna put. Like when they do the switch over here, there's no like you don't know where Adam is. Where's Adam?
Right.
Like right now, like you
There's no-
can't
you can't judge
you can't
that.
see that. Like if they bumped each other and during that, I mean, thank God they didn't. It looks like they didn't make any contact. But there was one I was watching that actually the guy spun out in that section, but you really couldn't see. So like, what happened? Did he break? Did he not break? Like, there's a lot of things that I felt like I don't know, and it's a lot of money at stake. You know, this is more than Klutch Kickers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's literally more than Klutch Kickers on one round at least. if you
Yeah,
compare
I mean,
one
it's
round.
not a series. Not
No,
yet,
it's not a
anyways.
series, but I'm assuming that's what they're shooting for by throwing out that much money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're obviously trying to do something
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't throw that much money out at something and
just for fun of it.
right.
I mean, they got Dave Egan there, so they you know.
They got a lot
I'm
of-
not sure why Dave Egan came to this.
He must have known somebody. They probably brought him to invite. Because he
Hey,
brings.
Take a look at this. Sorry to cut you guys off.
Yeah,
You can't even judge that.
You don't even know where the like.
Let's see. Where's the car?
What happened to him?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there he
see,
is.
there
Oh,
is.
okay.
So you don't even know why he spun. Maybe he got checked up and was unfollowable.
Right.
So, unchaseable run. There's no unchaseable run here because you can't even see it. So I'd be interested to know what the judges felt like. I think that's. I mean, if they didn't have any cameras, I would say this is really hard to judge, guys. I mean, I would say it's not even fair.
Maybe we could get Jeff on the show. Like right now, he's in Formula Drift in St.
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah.
Maybe when he's in the pits in line to do his battle, we could get him on the show.
You think he's gonna? He's a judge for that series or for that event. I don't think he's gonna be like. Yeah, I couldn't see shit.
That sucked.
Hey, at least we would get an official response, and that's the important thing here. We got it. We will get it from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
As they would say.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't
okay. Now there's
Going on.
another thing that has caused some issues. Oh, hey. Actually, we have a question in the chat by
know. Who are the other judges?
by Will
We
Parsons
got-
who asked, who are the other judges? Well,
We got Chris Knapp, which he's from, like I said before, from. God, why can't I think of the
He knows.
frickin- He knows who Chris Knapp.
Yeah.
Is.
Yeah.
And then you have Jeff Jones, and then it looks like he had somebody else in the booth. I don't know who that is. You want to go back to the beginning and roll it back when you see Jeff?
Maybe
Yeah, right.
Will can name that face.
Yeah, maybe Will can tell us who this is. I don't know. No, forward.
More,
Forward.
little more.
It's after the opening ceremonies. Keep on going. It's they walk. They go, there it is, right there.
Yeah,
There, right
There
there.
you go.
No, back.
Play.
What do you do?
no, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be around there.
You sure?
Yeah, it should be around there.
Okay, so it's maybe
That guy right there on the right,
I'm
sitting next to
assuming it's
Jeff
the guy sitting down
with the
but-
glass right there. This guy right here.
Well, that's Chris Knapp.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's
the
Chris
one
Knapp.
that-
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I
If
thought
that-
he had.
That's Jeff
No,
Jones.
I don't think you know who Chris
That
Knapp.
dude-
no, I don't know who
Jeff
Chris now. I
Jones.
was thinking of somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of somebody else.
So there's that guy over there on the left. I don't know, but he looks like he's. Those two guys look like. I mean, Jeff and Chris look like they're judging, which I'm pretty sure. And if they talk, say, "Hey, this is the judges," and they talk about Link Hat.
There's another guy to his right.
But there's
Who's
a guy
that
to his right that looks like
He's an older guy.
Yeah, I don't even know who that guy is. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know who that guy is. Maybe Will knows who he is, but he definitely looks like he has a tech paper or like a judging paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the answer,
I don't know.
We don't know.
I'll try to look it up while
Yeah, I'm trying to find
we
out.
guys are talking about this.
Yeah.
But the other thing, the other topic that I wanted to bring up in relation to this is that there was a last minute change to the rule book, and this is in regards to the tires.
Right.
Apparently, they lifted the restrictions on the tires.
Because of the availability.
Yeah, exactly, because of the availability, and that sort of allowed some guys to run wider tires that they normally wouldn't run.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think that made such a major impact, or do you think it's not worth it? I mean, let's say, for instance, if the limit was 295, I don't remember exactly what the rule book was, but let's say that, for instance, the limit was 295, but then all of a sudden you're allowed to go run with a 325.
I think if you have rules I think you need to stick to those rules, and if you want to change them, you wait till the next event or next season if it's a championship, that type of thing. That's pretty much like Klutch Kickers has done. If they realize that, hey, this rule is bad, like when the first season of Klutch Kickers, they had the only one more run, not one more time,
Right.
and they realized that was a bad.
Well, people were complaining about it, and then
It was a bad.
I kind of liked it, but
I didn't like
I
it.
did too.
Really? I didn't like it. Either way, everybody had their own opinion on it, but still, they realized, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that, but they didn't just change it and go in mid-season.
they said we're going to keep
They
going
said,
with
okay,
it.
We're going to
until
keep
next
going
season.
with it, and then and next season we'll change the rules. So, so I don't think 2 weeks before an event you just say, oh yeah, the tire class is no longer.
I
But then
disagree.
again, I also don't believe in the tire class, so I don't think I'm totally against it because I don't think. I mean, like in these, the reason I like these type of events is because they're like a free for all. But it's supposed to be pros versus Joes, so I think you would want some kind of equalizer, right? So tire size limitation would have been an equalizer. So I don't know. I think it's a good fair argument that you should have had a tire size limitation. But I guess they're saying availability is not that great. But
yeah, but that's the thing is that
I don't know if you can really. I mean, available hasn't been great for a while now.
No, but and chances are, who's going to really kind of capitalize on it is probably the pro guys, right? They're going to be able to capitalize on that more than the Joe guys because they're going to. So I think if you're going to make a rule, I don't think you should let up. And if people are complaining, oh, I couldn't get tires. I mean, you could get tires. You're just not going to get the tires that you want in the size that you want, right? So just sorry, okay, you gonna have to get regular freaking Lionheart 265s. Deal with it, right? It's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mucho macho.
Yeah, mucho machos, man. You got mucho machos. Sorry, man. Tough. Deal with it. Not be like, oh man, you can't get them. Oh yeah, blah blah. Okay, we'll go ahead and we want you to drive, so we'll change the rules. So I think.
Well, I mean, I think
that's wrong.
It can
my
be
opinion.
argued both ways, but
No, I don't think. I mean, no. When it comes down change of rules, if you're going to set rules, you need to stick by them. And it doesn't matter if people can't find tires. I mean, they could find tires. They could find tires if they had run 215s or 225s. They could find tires. They just can't find the tires that they want. Well, it's well. That's not our problem, right?
Yeah,
we're the event. We're having an event. These are the rules. You signed up for it, knowing what the rules are. It's not our problem if you can't find the tires. That's the way I see it.
So, I mean, Taylor Ray was there. Ben Julian was there. So, a lot of the Klutch
Jimmy
Kickers-
Oaks was there too.
Jimmy, well, he went out in the first round. But I think Taylor made it pretty far. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it looked interesting. The track looked cool. The judges booth looked really cool. I mean, it looks like they had good amenities there. It looks like a nice track. It looks like a good track for drifting. It could be a great series they could probably run from there. It looks like they have a lot of different options for layouts. So
Yeah,
it looks like a really decent setup.
nice weather.
Beautiful
No
weather
rain.
Probably right now. Yeah, beautiful weather, no rain. Yeah, sounds like a dream.
But what's
Yes.
Indiana like in the winter?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
It's
You can look it up.
north.
It's north. It's north.
It's north.
Well, we are in South Florida, so just about everything from us is north.
No. I mean, it's literally
The Great White North.
it's just north of Kentucky, north of Tennessee. Well, obviously north of Tennessee if it's north of Kentucky, but it's
We have a question in the chat from Darren Bridget who writes, "Did you guys not agree with the judges?" Paul, do you want to clarify that?
I'm not saying I didn't agree with the judges. I'm just saying as I'm watching the not the real live stream, but I'm watching what they're seeing, and I'm saying, I after watching judging for so long, doing some judging myself, and seeing what it really takes. I mean, what the FD judges, how they review every call, and then how Klutch Kickers judges review every call. There's no way, based on what I saw, that they could review to the same degree.
Well, not only that is you don't know what the judge is looking at. You're not looking at the same vantage point, so it's kind of. And we only know this because we deal with it with Klutch Kickers, where we see these comments, and then especially the last round where we were directly opposite of the judges. That being able to watch the runs that are being judged from the judge's vantage point, a lot of times clears up a lot of misunderstandings. So unless you're seeing it from where the judges are seeing it from, it's kind of, unless it's a blatant bad call.
Well, I mean, I think there
then you can't really say.
There was a
anything.
call at Klutch Kickers that because we didn't have I would say because there wasn't the right exact camera angle, it was hard to call.
Right.
So how are you going to go off of memory on that when you're seeing it from at least 100 feet away? You can't, like, there's no way. I mean, just you can be the best judge ever. You're still going to need replays. You still need a multi-camera views. The overhead drone that we use at Klutch Kickers is like one of the best things because they can really see, hey, where this guy decelled, what was the angle, how were they on the line. I mean, they don't. To me, it looked like they didn't have that. Now, maybe they had it. Maybe they had multi-camera views. Maybe they had a drone. I assume they did if they're judging an event. I was just interested to hear. Maybe I said we could call Chris and ask him if he talked to Jeff and say, hey, do you guys have any?
Yeah.
You guys have any backup for looking at these runs?
But I guess to answer the question, I didn't watch the event because I started trying to watch the event and it was so laggy that I got frustrated and I just stopped watching.
It was just hard to watch because, like I said, it was very pixelated. It was hard to see what the cars were doing. That's why I stopped watching it.
Yeah. So I couldn't really answer that question, if I agreed or disagreed with the calls.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really get to watch it much.
I mean, you got good judges. So the judges aren't bad there. So Jeff is great. And Chris Knapp has been driving for a long time teaching as well. So I'm sure he judges fine. So those are actual drivers. So they know how to drive and drift. So
they should be able to judge it.
They should be able to judge it. So, but I'm just saying, if they didn't have cameras, I'm sure they felt at a disadvantage themselves.
What do you got here?
So,
right. Just to clarify something, they went ahead and put up like higher quality footage from the event. So you don't necessarily have to rely on the live stream to kind of take a look back as to what transpired.
Okay.
They went ahead and uploaded.
Daily Driver Media did.
Daily Driver Media. So if you want to get a better look at what happened at that event, just check out Daily Driver Media. And as you can see, let's go ahead and take a look at the final battle with Adam LZ.
Okay, so that's much
that's
better.
Much better, yeah.
So if the judges were seeing that.
Yeah, if the judges had that, I'd say that's, much better than... You can use... You can't use that at all. So whatever happened there, you don't know. Like I'm saying, like, if Adam decelled for some reason, you don't know if Adam caused... I'm not saying he did, but I'm just saying...
Right, you don't know what could have happened in that situation.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff at Klutch Kickers gets examined and cross-examined a million times. Like, I don't think people understand what the judges at Klutch Kickers go through to make sure that they're making the most accurate calls possible.
Yeah, but that is much better right there. That camera angle, zooming in, that's good. So if hopefully they were able to utilize that. If they're able to utilize that, then
they probably had a decent time judging, but still, without having the multiple camera views, the front, the back, the side, the top view, I mean, I think it's really hard because I've seen how hard the judges at Klutch Kickers go over it, and that's how it should be done. And if that wasn't done there, I would say it's probably, I mean, maybe everybody agreed with what happened, but does that make it right? I don't know.
So what did happen?
Well, Adam LZ won.
Adam LZ won?
Yeah.
That was the final battle. I mean, that looked pretty... I mean, the guy spun. Like you said, you don't know why he spun, but if that was the final run...
No, that wasn't the final battle.
No.
That was the final
battle?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He just said, this is the final battle.
Okay.
He doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, so quick to say, no,
it's not. It's not. No. He overconfidence. You almost doubted yourself for a second, didn't you? Was it? No. Wait, was it the final battle? Maybe it wasn't. No, wait, it was.
Carlos Santos is in the chat.
Oh, nice.
They hope to see us at the firm.
Yeah. Well, so we're talking about that. I'm gonna have to start putting little inception ideas in my wife to, about that. Hey, this is coming up, babe. You probably want to do this. Hey, it's coming up. Maybe I'll have this done. If somebody want to send me $10,000 right now, I can guarantee
December 3rd. It's not like December 24th or something like that.
I know, but it'd be nice to be able to trailer this thing up and bring it up there. If I could sell my Z, then
I can't imagine you finishing this before Christmas, but okay.
if that
Got a long
lizard's
way.
okay, so this is a little update
Oh, yeah,
for
update
anybody
on the
that
lizard and the engine.
update on my build. Okay, so I got almost all the fuel lines done. I just got to a little bit more there. I'm gonna start working on the coolant system next. I'm gonna order this week. I'm gonna order the Davies Craig's
Fuel pump or
water pump. And with the controller and everything, and then try to figure out how to raise $800 to run my water lines. But anyways, so I am getting progress done here. But the other day, I had Paul come over, and after the last show, something that I found when I brought this car home from 6 years or 7 years at Jackson Shop, maybe 8 years now, I don't know. Somebody took a spark plug out of one of the cylinders, right?
I gave you this car after I got married in 2013.
Okay, so anyhow, well, I didn't have the 1J then, but the 1J was in the car probably about 6 years ago. So the 1J has been sitting in the car at Jackson's shop with the spark plug missing out of one of the holes. Of course, nobody put a plug in it for about 6 years. So I checked the other ones, and I'm like, okay, there's got to be something, and I'm afraid to put a spark plug in this hole because I got to see what's down there.
Yeah.
So after the show last week.
Put a borescope in there.
We got a what do they call it?
Borescope.
Went down in there, and there was a lizard in one of the pistons, along with a whole bunch of rust particles and other debris covered in it was a petrified lizard inside the freaking piston. I tried to suck it out with the tube. Now you got to remember, I mean, it's a spark plug hole, and it's maybe like, I don't know, 7/8 thick. So it's like not really much. I can't really get much down there. So I wasn't able to get it out. And then I just poured a bunch of ATF down there to maybe I could liquefy it. And
Did you blend them up?
I blend them up. I got a little like a wire, and I put it on my drill, and I blended it up, make a little lizard ATF cocktail. So that's sitting in the piston. But I'm getting there. I'm slowly but surely working on this. My goal is to have this running, maybe not driving, but running or about ready to run by Christmas.
You could take the manifolds off and try to get in there from the side with the valve open.
No. I'm just gonna try to suck all the ATF out of there.
Okay.
Maybe I could liquefy it. So I don't know. So we'll see. What you got going on, Ben? Oh,
that's the this flyer.
Oh,
I think
nice.
somebody, I think there's like prizes for different things, and like they're giving away liveries. So
Okay.
maybe I can go there and win a livery.
Yeah, maybe you could.
Just so you know, this is not going to be the best quality.
What do you mean?
Well, because it's just the way how the image is. But wait, what did I do?
You just ruined it.
Oh man, you done fudged the bucket.
Oh my god.
There it is.
Oh,
Wait, what's it say down on the bottom there?
The third.
No. What? No. On the bottom
Oh,
right.
Who is that guy?
I thought I
Or-
lost everything.
What is that on the bottom right?
Who's the little guy in the bottom right? I'm interested.
Well,
Okay, so I think that's actually Carlos Santos down there.
Is it
Maybe
really?
he could clarify.
You think so? No. That's his car back in the background.
our featured.
Drivers?
Oh, okay.
Zoom in.
Right. So
Could you zoom in?
it's already
Yeah,
pretty.
he's
zoomed
already
in.
got
Zoom
sunglasses.
in.
He's got
This isn't a high resolution.
Enhance.
It's okay.
Isn't this
fine.
like crime scene investigators?
Yes.
We
Can't
can
you just
enhance-
put your hands in
Yeah.
there? And go,
No, I'm gonna go up there and then I'm just gonna read it from there. And then
Okay,
you,
good.
you relay it back into the microphone. because
Okay.
it's not gonna be-
I'm gonna go
I'll
up there
read-
too.
oh, you guys both get. What do you guys got? He wants to hold hands.
Okay, Carlos Santos,
Carlos Santos.
right?
Right. Miles Flick.
Who's this? I have no idea who that is. I don't know who that is. Consul Thomas Herbert.
Thomas Herbert. Hubert.
Byron Parrish.
Byron Parrish.
Oh yeah, Byron. Yeah.
And Dave. I don't know who that is.
Dave Matthews.
I don't know. But they got special guests.
Oh, special guest. Special guest.
The
Connor O'Sully.
Rad Dan Burkett.
Rad Dan Burkett.
Pat, the king of Spring Break Goodin.
Ooh, Pat, the passionate king of Spring Break Goodin.
Or sometimes I like to call him Lord. What was it again? Lord Patrick of House Goodin.
Lord Patrick of House Goodin.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
Steve-O Purcell.
Oh, he's gonna. Oh, Steve-O Purcell. Okay.
And you got the I like this, the Brodery brothers.
Ah, the Brodery brothers, Dan and Jeremy Lowe.
Right.
Well, Dan Chilton. Wow, good deal.
Two class
Ah. Yes.
Be the hottest driver of the day when a free livery design.
Yeah.
Nice.
Christmas drift action.
You want to relay that?
Oh, so they're giving away free livery for the hottest. So maybe Carlos can answer that question.
Yeah, no,
What
Carlos-
does it take to be the hottest driver of the day? Are we talking temperature? Are we talking
This is December.
sexy like lingerie? Or are we talking?
Oh god. That'll
No?
be bad. I don't want to see any drivers in lingerie.
That would be funny. It'd be an event to remember, and they wouldn't call it the firm for nothing anymore. Some things might get firm
Oh god.
if there's certain sexy lingeries.
The firm. Oh god.
The firm got firmed.
That firm, they really got firm.
The pants are getting tight at
Yes, it is firm.
the firm.
Fair but firm.
Yes,
Oh,
I don't
God.
know. Anyways,
Yeah, so that's happening December 3rd.
you got plenty of time to plan. 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's a long day.
Yeah.
Is that
No.
Saturday or Sunday?
How far is the firm? You've been there, haven't you?
No, I've never been to the firm. I've been to Green Coast or Green Cove.
That's in the Ocala region, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
pretty
So it's
sure.
5 hours away.
Yeah, at least 5 hours, give or take.
Doable.
Right.
Hmm.
We get more information.
Yeah,
Maybe-
Carlos, you got to send us some more info. Maybe a better, more so you can zoom
High
in better.
detailed,
Higher detail resolution. There you go. Those
image.
words, all those words that you just said.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
indeed. Oh boy. Okay, and then there was one other thing that I wanted to go over, but actually no. To kind of I guess for more information, you could check out Carlos Santos' Instagram, which is On Point Drift. And for more information to
He has a
follow up on that.
he has a website posted up on there. I saw.
What?
I
What?
think he has a website for this. I think, or he's working on it. And then I did see. I think I saw his post with. I think it's either on the Orlando Drift page, or I think it's the Orlando Drift page. That he has this all posted up there and has more information.
Ticket sales start August 1st.
Ah, right around the corner.
Okay. Whew. So there's that. And all right. So that's what I want. Well, there's that going on. Let me go ahead and that. And then one final thing I wanted to discuss, gentlemen, is there was something that came across my I came across on the interwebs, and I was just like, I had to stop what I was doing
Mhm.
because I was just like, this is quite possibly one of the most interesting concept cars to come out.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we gotta relax. Let's just put it up on the screen.
Yes, go for it.
And then we can go ahead and deliberate this because I was pretty mesmerized by it from the get go. So let's go. ahead.
I like. It looks like a futuristic drift car. I don't like the wheels,
The wheels are horrible.
but I
Hang on.
like the stupid wing.
Stupid. I don't like
And
the wing.
I do like the wing. I actually like it.
I think it needs a bigger wing.
It does need a. Well, no, it just needs bigger side plates. That's it.
I think it needs bigger.
No, just bigger side plates. It'd be fine.
the wheels need to go.
But it is. Yeah, the wheels need to go. But it's a pretty. I like it. I like
Cool
the concept.
looking. It's very 80s looking.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
Very 80s.
It's this what they call retro futuristic.
I love the front of it. Look at the picture of the front.
I like the front
That looks
fenders.
mean as hell.
It does. It looks cool. It's a cool looking car, and it's a Hyundai.
The Honda. That's the other crazy thing. Like if you would have asked me like 5 years ago that like, oh yeah, you're gonna end up liking a Hyundai vehicle, I would have been like, yeah, please, okay.
Yeah, I know.
All
So
right.
wait. What's the 74 on the bottom? Oh, that's
The-
the name of it? Division 74?
Right.
Okay.
Hyundai Envision 74, which it's supposed to be a concept car that's going to be fueled by both electric and hydrogen.
That's cool.
From
it's not-
what I heard.
I mean, hydrogen.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I got to look
But they're
back at
not,
the spec.
they're not blowing hydrogen up. They're
I-
turning into water.
What?
So when hydrogen cars don't use, most of them don't use hydrogen to combustion.
Use
They-
water.
No, they use hydrogen to make water, and that process of it going back into water releases electrons, and that's what they gather the electrons when they have that process, and it creates water.
Okay.
Okay,
So basically, on the tailpipe,
water comes out.
water comes out.
That's refreshing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's look at the back.
All right, let's
Enough
carry
with
on.
the technical jibber jabber. I don't really like. I think they should bring the side bumper down a little bit. Kind of looks like it's too like up. But I
A
like
side bumper. What's a side bumper?
the side of the back bumper. I'm sorry, side of the rear bumper. Kind of bring it down.
More? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kinda
And less diffuser.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
but
agree.
otherwise I like it. I like the rear. Almost looks like a 180 or like a. It almost looks like a 280Z.
The newer one, though.
No,
Yes.
no, because the window's really big. I'm thinking like the 280Z,
I'm thinking the,
like from
the
like
ugly
the
one.
80s.
Yeah, the ugly.
Yeah,
the ugly
that's what I'm
280Z. That's what I'm saying.
talking- right, yeah.
It's like they made this is like a fancy 280Z.
It's what Jacob wishes his car looked like.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of looks like a Starion as well, so that's weird.
But what is that on the right?
That's I guess the thing they're modeling it off of. It's
that
their
right?
car. It's one of theirs.
Right.
What is that?
That's a Hyundai.
Yeah, it's an old Hyundai.
Oh, that's an old Hyundai.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
okay.
what they're modeling it off of.
The car that nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody's like this awesome Hyundai that existed a long
So
time ago.
you could just now imagine this car
Drifting.
going sideways
It's
at the
drifting.
Freedom Factory.
In the yeah, because
Right?
it's raining. Yeah,
It's
it's
raining.
raining. It's raining. Yeah.
I think I see Will Parsons in the distance.
I do. I do.
So, I mean, hey, you could really picture this car.
What,
Yeah,
did
you
that
know.
picture the interior?
Can you imagine
I
dri-
don't think so.
What's
So this isn't. This is all
very concept?
right. I'm saying it's all. Nothing's real. We're looking at
They're
right.
just hyping it up. It's all 3D images. It's not nothing was ever actually.
That's pretty cool. I think it looks pretty good.
I think the front looks mean as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I really like what they do with the headlights.
Yeah, I do.
I like the headlights, the little independent dots.
I like
and
the
everything.
side profile too. Not the greatest fan of the back, but I like the little
the little
wing,
vent.
and I like the sides. I like it.
Looks like a Starion. The windows look like a Starion's windows. I don't know. It's interesting. It's
It is.
definitely something I wouldn't expect. Any like.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, look at that.
Coming off the bank, Freedom Factory.
Look at that.
It's already quiet when it's wet. Now
Yeah.
you're not going to have any engine noise. There's really like.
And it's going to be getting the track all. It's going to be getting the track wetter because it's spitting water out the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Mm.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
That was kind of cool.
It does.
Does it say Hyundai on the? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like the 74. Then the Nix the 74. It's kind of stupid. Oh, go to the renders. Yeah. I don't like.
So
Oh,
it started off with a line, then another line, then another line, and then they added a circle.
how
Now
did
I
they-
like. Why didn't they keep the concave wheels?
Yeah, they should have kept those wheels.
Well, I like it. Will it ever be a real thing?
No,
I don't know. You don't think so?
I don't know why they would build that thing.
I mean, they're trying. I mean, they start the Genesis line, Hyundai, the Genesis. I mean, they started their luxury line. Why
That's
not?
true.
Why not start a performance line?
Well, they do have a performance line.
What is their
The
performance?
N line,
With the what?
the Hyundai N line. You never heard of that?
No,
We'll just-
I don't even want to see it.
oh, you don't? Okay, fine.
No, I don't even want to see it.
Well, just know
Understood.
that. Okay, just know that there
Understood.
is a series of vehicles that they took to the Nürburgring to kind of like enhance it and then put it out to the public. So, for instance, the Veloster being one of them. I believe the Sonata, I think, is another that they offer. There's a range of vehicles that they offer in an N line upgraded.
Sonata, performance Sonata, and a performance Veloster.
I know the Veloster for sure. The Sonata, I don't know.
See, not exciting.
Not exciting.
No, I don't even want to see it.
Okay.
This, I want to see.
Yeah, I will say that.
Hmm.
There are some messages that let me just address. Let's see. Carlos said, "Tim, honey, I have saved $30 a week packing my own lunch. Can I go to the firm? LOL."
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. It was the same.
yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
I need a little more than that.
Right. Then he wrote, "Those are our livery drivers in Florida. David. They're gonna hit. Carlos is gonna hit you up on Facebook,
That work?
Tim."
Okay.
And the website goes live and tickets go on sale August 1st. First of the month checks come in, Oh, okay, well that makes sense.
Good deal.
And Will Parsons Road, it looks like an AE71 hatch from the side.
Yeah.
You guys
I
can see that?
don't in my brain I can't picture it, so I don't know that car well enough.
Let me just pull it up right fast.
Right fast. Do you think he's right?
I can't imagine how it looks either. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just not as tall. But yeah, I gotta see because that back window is so big. It's just a little shorter.
No, you got to do the 2-door. That's not the one he's talking about.
That is a 2-door.
No, look up A71 again. Type 2-door. Coupe.
Look it up again, Ben.
Look up coupe.
Coupe.
That's a lift. That's a lift back.
Okay.
No.
All right. We'll go.
You need a coupe. Just type in coupe, dude.
Coupe.
Okay. Fine. I'm going with the
Type in
coupe.
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 Coupe. There you go.
Well,
Oh, I can see that.
yeah, he's right. Just like short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call, Will.
Yeah, they stole the whole bumper and everything.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Those thieves.
Damn Hyundai thieves.
Oh boy. Okay.
Wow. He is right. Okay.
Well, you can rebadge it. You can just take the Hyundai badges off and say,
Yep. That's a Toyota.
Corolla.
And in 71, 75.
74.
I mean, 74 or 74, yeah. So,
Yeah. It's the
wow,
age.
interesting.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I can.
Any other new cars coming out?
Any
No
other new
stupid?
cars? Oh, well, performance oriented or something that you're gonna be maybe
What?
delivery, whether if it's good or bad.
That one sounds more exciting to talk about.
Whether if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already
Okay.
have it in mind, so.
I already have it in mind. And actually, since we have Will Parsons in the chat, hey, what is it? Come
hell are you
down,
doing,
stupid
dude?
thing. Yeah, there you go. I was just trying to get it away from there.
Okay.
Okay. Since Will Parsons is on the chat, I would like to get his opinion on it because it is going to be interesting to say the least.
So Toyota Crown?
The Toyota Crown, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, it's just like the Mitsubishi Eclipse.
The Toyota Crown, folks. Hang on. Wait, where was it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Why? Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Why do they do these things?
Why does Toyota have a luxury vehicle?
What do you mean?
Why doesn't this a Lexus?
Well,
Is
Lexus has a ES.
So this is supposed to be the...
Okay, so for a time there was a bit of an overlap where you had the Avalon and the
Right.
ES.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they were sort of like right there, like the most luxurious car in the Toyota lineup that you could get.
Was the Avalon?
Vehicle was the Avalon, and then if you want to kind of like transition over to like real luxury, then you go over to the ES.
Oh.
That's why for the time, for a moment in the period, they shared the same platform.
Okay.
Right, but then the Avalon got discontinued for whatever reason,
Why does it look like a
and then they were like,
looks like a squished down SUV.
right, and yeah, it's supposed to be like a high riding sedan of some sort, and I don't know. This is kind of like
This is what I
weird.
don't understand. Like why are we making sedans that are SUVs / sedan? Like, just buy an SUV. It's actually it's not.
That's what they did to the Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Oh yeah.
Remember the
Yeah,
Mitsubishi Eclipse?
yeah, I know
It's
what
just,
you're talking
it's like, oh, Mitsubishi did the Eclipse. Oh, let's massacre something that people love from the Toyota line, just like Mitsubishi did.
Right.
Well, that front end looks like the new Kia front ends.
So it's like one of those things. Like, okay, just don't call it a Crown. Call something else.
Right.
Don't try to bring back something that not everybody. I would say not everybody loved the Crown, but there was a good fan base behind it.
Right.
You know,
There was actually what it with the lineup of what happened with the history of the vehicles, when the Mark II got sort of like eliminated. Well, it actually ended up getting replaced by the Mark X.
Mhm.
But then the other vehicles, like for instance the Cressida
Mhm.
and the Chaser, they kind of got eliminated, and then sort of the Crown then became like this thing where like, okay, well, we can make 3 different versions out of it.
Right.
So they had the Crown Athlete, which is the sport version,
Mhm.
then the regular Crown, and then I forget what was the other model that was supposed to be the luxurious version of it.
Mhm.
Now we're getting this. Now, actually, and let me go back. The Crown that they will get over in Japan,
Mhm.
it was still rear-wheel drive, front engine rear-wheel drive,
Right.
with the 3 different variations. This is something else,
And
and this should be called something else.
exactly. I agree. You know, it looks kind of cool for what they're trying to go for, like a kind of like what SUV
Is
kind
it
of.
electric?
I'm sure everything's.
It's gonna be hybrid.
It's gonna be hybrid.
So, but I'm saying like they're trying to go for this kind of like SUV, sedan
you
kind
don't
of
want an
thing.
SUV, but you don't want. You don't
Yeah,
want.
you can't make up your damn mind. So we'll give you something
in between.
We don't know what to
You
call
gotta
it.
step up into it, but it's got a low. You're gonna hit your head on the way in.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to step up, but you're also gonna hit your head. Like
Just
I
like a
don't
Tacoma.
Doesn't make it. Yeah, Tacomas are bad.
Anyways,
Well,
so yes,
actually, some people are speculating that the engine, one of the engine options on this, may make an appearance on the Tacoma,
there you go.
because they're supposed to be there. So one of the engine options, if I recall correctly, is supposed to be like the souped up, like hybrid.
V6.
No,
Twin
4-cylinder,
turbo.
hybrid 4-cylinder. That's
hybrid.
making about like 300 something
Well, it
horsepower
said
and
the
change.
horsepower on it down
Really?
below.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. If you
Okay.
see right there, 200.
340.
340 with the hybrid max engine.
Yeah, that's it. That's
The hybrid max.
That's
okay.
what they're speculating, and that engine package is gonna go into the Tacoma in some variation of some form.
Mm.
But
I don't like it.
we may or may not see it. I don't know. Well, there's the interior if anybody's interested. I mean, look, we can actually enhance.
Enhance.
No, I'm
No.
good. I don't even want to look at it anymore.
Yeah,
Take
I
it off
don't-
the screen. Take it out of my
But
face. I don't
who's-
want to see this.
Like, I just don't understand who's like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, probably
It looks
It-
bubble.
do
It's
you
got a
remember-
bubble butt.
it's the same guy. He used to work for Mitsubishi. He
Look
got
at the back
fired.
of it.
He did.
Look at the back
He,
of
he
it.
just designed the Eclipse and then
What is that?
looks. Kind of looks like a Buick.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Buick did that whole.
Yeah.
I see what you
Well,
did
what's
there.
with this line that goes around? Like, what is that? Why
What
is
line? The one in the middle, the red?
No, there's a couple things. There's the line that goes around the back. This line here that follows.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
this.
And then what are these two little chrome thingies?
Oh, they're party sensors.
yeah. They're probably sensors.
Party sensors?
Yeah, party sensors.
Yeah, party sensors.
Party sensors. Party
The
sensors.
closer it gets to the party, the more the volume gets jacked up in
Yeah,
the
man,
car.
it's cool, exciting. All right,
Yeah, I
get
don't
it
know.
out of my face.
It just
Take it out of my face.
BMW,
Take this.
Does BMW have anything with bigger grill yet? Putting any bigger
no.
grills on anything?
No.
They're just gonna have one car just with like
There
one.
was something I read up on BMW the other day. I don't even remember. Oh, that they're making their last V12.
Their last
Mm.
V12.
Right. So they're gonna make no more V12s anymore.
Well, I never had one of them anyway, so I'm not worried about it.
No. Okay.
No,
Oh my god! Look at how big the grills are on that SUV. Yeah. No.
that's yeah, no.
Yep. It's only getting bigger. Anyways.
All right, well, it's almost 12.
Yeah. Let's go wrap this up. What is 2 weeks from now? What is it?
No, 2 weeks from now. It's 1 week.
No, he's talking about our show.
Oh, our show.
2 weeks from now.
The 29. Okay.
So we're gonna recap.
really
We're
good.
gonna recap on U.S. Drift Circuit because you're gonna go check that out
Right. Okay.
and recap. Paul, get some video of your car driving.
How am I gonna get video if nobody's there?
You get a GoPro and slap it on your
I
car.
don't have a GoPro. I'll have to buy one.
I got one. You can borrow.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
There you go. When are you going? Next
What?
weekend?
Next weekend. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
let you borrow it.
Yeah.
So he gets some footage, and you get some footage, and we'll look at the footage.
And we'll look at review footage.
And you could get footage of whatever else you find in the engine bay.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
mean,
some.
you found the
yeah.
lizard, and
yeah.
I can't imagine what other kind of critters are.
Find the anaconda hiding.
My anaconda, don't you get you got buns, hon. You can do side buns or sit-ups, but please don't lose that. But sorry,
Okay.
sorry.
Thank you, Tim.
Well, I'll just
It's-
a little
it's
flashback.
midnight, so
It is midnight.
time to go.
It's time to
Yeah,
go.
Okay. Folks, thank you for watching. We also want to thank again our guest, Patrick Goodin,
Mm-hmm.
for joining us, and we hope to catch you next time. Take care. Good night.